everyone. Welcome to the Altered Perspective. You know, I'm really used to the big explosion happening right before we come on. So, I don't know. I might have to edit this a little bit. It kind of throws me off. I'm used to the boom, and then we come on the screen. Yeah. But
you're going to have it with my stomach.
Oh, no. You're frozen, Pimpmunk.
Oh. Blowed. Oh, what just happened?
You were like, and then you were like, blows.
That was fucked up. I was just saying you're gonna have it where my stomach explodes.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. Oh, there's that weird person that talks about the shape of my. Well, you know what? I'll take a compliment as a compliment. I'm sorry for calling you weird, but you always talk about the shape of my head, and it's so weird. There must be an inside joke or something. But
I don't know. These people are strange.
Thank you for complimenting my head shape. I didn't know.
You do have a nice head, Ben. I would stick my.
I have one or give one.
You give great head.
Oh, okay. So we've got a bunch of video content and stuff lined up.
That's awesome.
Before we get into it, Pimpmunk, go ahead and talk about your Patreon and your goal and all that shit.
Oh yeah, I got I'm trying to get to $1,000 a month because, that's how I make my money. It's how I pay my bills. And once I get to that, I'm going to do a 24-hour show, which Ben's already agreed to be a part of. Billy's agreed to be part of. The Sofane, Fat Pat, Bunty, a bunch of people are going to be a part of it. So it's a 24-hour show. It's just trying to pay my bills, man. So trying to get to $1,000 a month. Go over to my channel. You can get the links over there. And $1 a month gets you Discord. $3 gets you post show. We're gonna be doing a movie night, a poker night. I'm gonna have a Patreon poker night and all kind of cool shit coming. So
awesome.
Yeah,
anything new you guys got going on? Either one of you?
Oh,
we recently hit $100 on Patreon, so that was our first goal.
Great.
So that's gonna be I guess I'm a cheap whore compared to Pimp because I'm doing a 12-hour show for that. But then we got we got a sitcom in the works about God.
There you go.
It's gonna be his day-to-day life and how he's just really bummed after.
I did not agree to this.
One day to him could be like a million days to us, though.
Yes, that's
he's gonna wake up with the alarm clock going off, and it's gonna say eternity on it. And I can throw in a bunch more jokes.
Oh my God! Hey, Lawrence, so calling you Post Malone?
Yeah, they are.
Post Malone. I'm way better than Post Malone. Fuck Post Malone.
You know, kids came up to me at VidCon and asked me if I was Post Malone. So whatever. But Post Malone has tattoos all over his face. Neither of us have that.
That's average mumble.
That's a very distinctive feature. Tattoos on your face. So I don't think anyone else.
All those mumble rappers are getting it, man.
Dude, fucking at Gateway to Reason, everyone thought that I was like Aaron Ra's son.
I didn't know he had a son. So Skeptalk Live, what do you got going on?
Getting ready to gear up to head to TwitchCon actually this month.
Oh, cool.
Super excited. I've got some interviews already lined up with some pretty big Twitch personalities. If I can catch them at the right time, of course. But
that's cool. Any guaranteed interviews? Like who? Anybody we know?
Casey Tron.
I would if I can corner Casey Tron.
I don't know if she'll even be there. I don't know if she does that stuff.
But someone who I got a hold of, and I'm not sure if it's actually the real person, but someone who I got a hold of said that they were representing as a manager for Ice Poseidon, and that they would be able to, work me in for,
Scuff Steve Jobs? Is that who you're talking about?
The dude's name was Lawrence or something like that, right? Like,
I don't know. I don't know Scuff Steve Jobs' real name.
No, there's more than one Lawrence.
No. I'm the one.
I'm the one.
So,
but like I said, I got a couple of interviews, and I don't necessarily think any of all of them are if you can corner me for a minute, because I'm a Twitch nobody still. So,
you're somebody.
So
you're a LARPer.
Now that I let everyone else get their plugs out of the way, I'm going to do mine really quick, because I'll be honest with you guys. Patreon is becoming the new YouTube, and when I say that, I mean that Patreon is now a big company that is making changes without regard of how it affects the creators that are the reason why they have any money coming in. All Patreon really is a website that manages payments and helps you manage your crowdfunding.
It's like an accountant.
Yeah, it's like an accounting software for crowdfunding. And they take a fee for it from everyone based on how much they make. But now what they're doing is, they made a change to their banking back in August. And ever since then, every month, both of my Patreons go sharply down at the beginning of the month. They rise up a little bit, but it takes days and days, and it never makes it back to where it was before. Yeah, and now people leave and they come back. That's natural, but it's such a sharp drop, and so many people are reporting it that it has to be a problem. What I found out is that Patreon changed where their banking was located. So now a lot more pledges are getting both declined and flagged as fraud. Yep. It's happening a lot. So I'm going to plug because I made changes to my Patreon. I'm just going to run through them really quick. And if any of you guys are interested, follow the link below to sign up. The $1 thing, you basically get in the Discord chat down at the bottom of the screen. I don't even know if anyone's in there right now. Hopefully we can get that a little more active. $5, you get a private show and a new thing that we just that we're going to start introducing, pre-shows. So $5 not only gets you the one private show a month, but it also gets you a pre-show that I'm gonna be doing before each episode. Basically, where I interact with the audience while I'm setting up the show. Maybe that'll be your opportunity to send me some content that I didn't see, or you can ask me whatever questions. We can work that out. And maybe I'll bring you in through voice through the Discord. We haven't worked on the logistics of it yet, but I'm going to start doing it on the next episode. $10 is the same as before. I show your name at the end of the video. $20 is Discord Hangouts. I have a Discord Hangout, but I've been talking about doing more than one of them a month, so it might. I mean, they're so easy to do. Why not do multiple ones? Do them at different times so more people can attend them. What else? $30. I notice you. And you know what? Basically, I'll plug whatever the fuck you want. As long as I don't have to get naked or do anything weird like that. I'll do. You want me to wear a diaper for you? No, I won't do that either. I'll do that. $50. Okay, so this used to be like $75 or something. $50 you can be on the show. We already have. Basically, I changed this perk. The $50 perk used to be notice me. That's now down to $30, and now the $50 perk is you can join me on the show. So people have been grandfathered into that. So I'll be in contact with you guys shortly to schedule when you want to be on the show. And then $200 is totally, basically it's a negotiable thing. We can talk on Skype or I mean, I'll send you a signed mask. I've sent out a bunch of those. So those are my things. Please help me because Patreon is fucking me. I mean, the DP one's getting it too. Pimpmunk said it's happening to him. I don't know if you guys use Patreon, but has it been happening to you too?
I have a pretty sizable one that has nothing to do with Skeptalk Live, but it's been getting hit pretty hard.
I see. Yeah. And the bigger ones, they'll lose if you talk about a Patreon that has over 1,000, they'll lose over 100, maybe 200.
I lost 100. It ain't even over 1,000.
You lost 100? Well, not in 1 month. I mean, in 1 month.
No, this month.
You lost 100 in 1 month?
I was at 6. I was at 620. Now I'm at 530. So almost. There you go. I was 620.
Oh, you mean 100? You mean $100?
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Patreon's 100. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about 100 patrons that.
Oh, okay.
And that translates to
a lot of money. Yeah,
a lot, depending on what level it's at and everything. So,
in Milwaukee,
I'm sorry, I
Atheists
misunderstood
tell
you.
Dusty the cockatiel that he's a beautiful bird.
Go ahead.
Dusty, you're a beautiful bird.
Dusty,
you.
You are a very beautiful bird.
I think Dusty's a pervert.
And by the way, guys, Streamlabs is open. It'll be open throughout the entire show.
I'll take half of it.
And I told Pimpmunk about this ahead of time, so I didn't blindside him with it. After the normal tap show is done, I'm going to keep streaming on this channel. I'm going to keep streaming like probably until I can't stay awake anymore tonight on this same stream. So this stream could be, I don't even know, 5-6 hours long. I really don't know.
Well, I was going to stream it. I deleted my stream because I don't go against my friends. Even though, I'm not going to take any views from you, but
I already told you though, like I'm not offended if you want to stream, because the people that want to watch you stream.
I'm not going to take it. I mean, shit, you're bigger than me, so I'm not going to take any views from you. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
You're
cool.
bigger than him, Pimp.
You are.
Sorry, you're bigger than him, Ben.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
Well, dick size, no, but you know.
Got a lot of girth.
Yeah.
He knows what I mean. YouTube wise, I mean, he's a bigger YouTuber. Well, he's a more
I know what
known
you
YouTuber. He's not as talented as me, but still.
Yeah, it's true though. It's true.
No, dude, I'm gonna tell you. Let me kiss your ass a little bit. I've been with Ben when he's doing this shit. There is no better at setting this shit up. This man does bust his ass setting this shit up. I've seen him. I've been in the studio with him, watched him work for hours. He fucking busts his ass in doing this, and I do too. So I know what he's going through, and I'm doing all that shit now. I've got all the extra screens and shit, and I'm retarded. I'm retarded when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, welcome to my nightmare. I mean, you'll be dealing with all the shit I deal with. I mean, you know, what can you do?
You know, I'm moving my show to Twitch. Completely.
And I would if I was YouTube, because YouTube is offering you nothing right now. The main reason I stay on YouTube is because I've done Twitch, and it doesn't return the way you. I've been on YouTube for so long that my audience is pretty much here. So I would have to. I would have to get. You know, I would have to see either a huge rise in Twitch or a big sharp dive on YouTube.
You know, I've heard a lot of people say Twitch is the future.
I mean, that's right to a degree. Yeah, to a degree it is.
I can tell you, for the size shows that I'm running, I mean, I'm capping out at 50 viewers, things like that. I'm not making bad money off of it. Like, if you've got, you know, a loyal fan base and you know, you're really interacting with people.
Here's the thing.
I mean, do well.
Why stream until you can't stay awake when you keep sleeping while streaming while asleep? What do you mean keep? I've done it twice, maybe 3 times, and it's been months. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've done it.
Here's the thing. The thing about my fan base, they hate Twitch. A lot of them do. And when I'm like, hey, I'm going to do a stream on Twitch, they're like, fuck Twitch. Fuck Twitch. I hate it.
Why?
Just to thank you for streaming
because it's
tonight.
different.
I'm going to be working till at least 1, so thanks for being my entertainment while I work myself to death.
Well, thank you, Nicole Roberto. Thank you.
Nicole Roberts.
But yeah. No, literally, like, there was always a vocal opposition to Twitch. Anytime I was like, I'm going to use Twitch, people just don't like it. I don't really see it. Twitch has some weird rules.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about it. But other than that, I've never had like technical issues with it.
And what I hear, they notify your followers immediately when your show starts, so everybody gets notifications.
They do.
And that's the YouTube sucks at that now.
YouTube sucks at it depending on who you are.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, like me and you talked one night and you said something that made perfect sense. Let's just say, like, look at my second channel, right? My second channel, because I'm on there because I got suspended on my first one. It's like 1,400 subscribers on my second channel. If they notified every one of those 1,400, there would be at least 70, 80, 90 people in there. At least.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the odds of like only, you know, 25 of them showing up out of 1,500 or whatever. It's just insane. Like, this channel has 23,000, and I bet you not even 5,000 alerts were sent out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's ridiculous. But I don't know if they really want to watch it. They subscribe. They want to watch it, motherfucker. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. They give their reason for doing that, but I think the real reason is so that they can be very selective with who they put their support behind.
Yeah,
Paul brothers.
so they can play favorites.
The Paul brothers.
Right. Well, and it's not even necessarily like even just individual creators like that. They want the other 15,000 people that could have gotten the notification for this episode to instead see that Stephen Colbert uploaded something 8 hours ago.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And
Do you guys remember that day that they sent out like a notification about a new video that like Logan Paul made? Even if you're not subscribed to him, they sent out that notification. Such bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. And the weird thing about that is that Logan Paul isn't some saint or anything like that. You know?
He's a dipshit.
So,
but he sells T-shirts. Holy shit! So,
Oh, he's a
YouTube,
merch god.
YouTube is in bed. I mean, so YouTube threw in their shit with Logan Paul, like like all the Vine people. They threw it with them about a year ago is when that happened, and then after that, because YouTube wants to be an alternative to cable TV, now they're kissing the ass of all the networks and all the cable channels, and they're in July, I was getting a content ID match on DP at least one every day, and then there was the one that I got that took away our streaming. Most of them just monetized me. So.
And the thing about their cable thing, it's actually pretty good. You get every cable channel for $40 a month. But
how much they pay you?
Exactly, but they fucked the content creator over for that. So I refuse to get YouTube TV because of that.
Right.
I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna give them fucking money. It's like the super chat. I refuse to do super chat because I'm not giving YouTube no fucking money.
I wish I could turn off super chat out of principle, but it just.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Google's gonna get money from me no matter what.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I don't really have an. Actually, to be honest with you, for a smaller YouTuber, I probably do better than most.
Yeah, even like Billy was like, "What the fuck? How does Pimpmunk have a Patreon that big?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do pretty good for a smaller YouTuber, but like I've said this before, you can have 100,000 subscribers and not be good to your fan base, and they don't like you. They won't protect.
Not everyone. Not everyone. Some people can be totally bad to their fan base, and their fans will stick around no matter what.
Well, true, but I have a pretty hardcore fan base, and somebody bought a $600 chair for me the other night. Somebody bought this new computer system that I'm on. It's I don't know. It's who you find, I guess, and I do pretty okay. I mean, I need more money because I'm a broke bastard, but for a broke bastard, I do all right.
Broke bastard love.
Broke bastard love.
Yeah. Oh shit! Is that Post Malone? It is. It is. Should I put Post Malone, guest Post Malone, in the fucking title? Yeah.
Or you can say Post Malone lookalike.
You know what I want to start doing? I want to start doing private streams of like pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I think
question, did you bring this up? Who you got McGregor Khabib?
Oh, against the next fight?
Yeah. Cuz that Khabib dude is pretty fucking badass. 26.
Isn't he the guy that McGregor attacked in the bus?
Threw the chair at the bus and broke the window and all that shit. Yeah.
I think McGregor might lose.
Somebody says, "Pimp, get a job." This isn't a job, you fucking idiot.
This guy's job is telling other people to get a job on the internet, and his name is Picking Boogers for You. Yeah, that's the kind of person whose name I want to get advice from.
Yeah,
dude, that sounds like a good career. You got to really love it to be invested in that.
Get a job.
I think. But anyways, back to the fight. I think McGregor's going to win because his stand-up is so fucking amazing.
You know, I haven't seen much from him, so it's hard for me to say. I'm excited about Mayweather coming back. Mayweather and Pacquiao.
I'm not excited about that because I wanted to see him fight a long time ago when Pacquiao was in his prime. I think Pacquiao would have won in his prime.
They're both about the same age, right?
Yeah, but some people age better.
Okay, well, that's just, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say if we went back in time, it would go a different,
Yeah. It's
but
only a theory.
I don't know. I just don't, I think Floyd Mayweather's like one of the best boxers ever.
You're a Floyd Mayweather apologist is what it is.
I'm going by the numbers.
White guilt. It's white guilt.
Not only if he wins this next match against Pacquiao, I think he'll have the record for most wins ever with no losses, like longest undefeated streak ever. And and not only that, he's the richest boxer ever. What? He's one of the few boxers that's also basically his own promoter.
Oh, I agree. He's a very
it could have been
smart cat, and congratulations on all the success.
I'll tell you what.
But I hate
normally when there's a boxing match, like a world championship boxing match, the winner makes the most money. But even if by chance Mayweather lost, overall, like between ticket sales and pay-per-view buys and merch and all that shit, even if Mayweather lost, he'd make more money than Pacquiao. I mean, like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because Pacquiao would win the purse, but Mayweather would walk away with making millions and millions and millions out of that shit.
I guess the one thing that really pisses me off about Mayweather though is that one fight where that dude was reaching to tap gloves with him and Mayweather punched him. Okay. It was so fucking shady, dude.
That's part of the genius behind Mayweather, because Mayweather wants to be the villain. He wants to be everybody wants Mayweather to get knocked the fuck out and get put in his place because he's so arrogant and he's never been beaten before, so he can be. That's what people pay to see.
That record's a little tainted, in my opinion. But
how's it tainted? He's never lost.
Because he never. I mean, no. He does have the record, no doubt. But he wasn't like guys like Sugar Ray Leonard who fought real fucking tough guys. Come on.
What?
Now. Who did he fight that was worth the shit?
Oh my God! I mean, like, take your pick.
It's like Tyson. I always said Tyson.
He couldn't have fought Tyson. Tyson was a heavyweight.
Yeah, Tyson, but I think Tyson always fought good. That's the one thing about boxing. I used to love boxing, but it's so corrupted, man. I hate to watch it. It's so fucking.
That's why I'm saying Floyd Mayweather was the first boxer at his level to be like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna take control of this."
Oh, I agree with that. Yep, I agree with that. And I think I respect that. I respect what he did, but I just don't like the little fucker.
You know what? Someone just pointed out. No one liked him when he was a nice and humble guy. That's fine. They were indifferent to him. It was when he became a total douchebag that people hated him. And that's why he did it.
Yeah.
That's why he did it. And I mean, I don't see how anyone can deny he's the best boxer that's active today. I don't know. Yeah. 50 wins and 27 of them by knockout. So over a 50% knockout ratio. I didn't even know we were going to talk about this, but yes. That's crazy.
My Skype is freezing up a lot tonight.
It happens, you know.
Did you guys know that Kane is mayor of Knox County?
I do know that. It's crazy because he can beat the shit out of probably the mayor of any other city in America.
Yeah.
True that. So we got videos, man.
Yes, we do. Here we go.
Even when he's wearing a suit.
This has to do with the presidential alert a lot of people got yesterday.
Brett Larson, he's morning anchor on Fox News Headlines 24/7 on Sirius XM, and it's good to have you here. So the alert worked.
One last thing. Some idiot in the chat said Blackie strength. It's you know nothing about Mayweather then, because Mayweather's not strong. He's just like, he's got really good conditioning. He doesn't get tired easily, and he has really good strategy. He lets the other fighter swing away at him in the first couple rounds, and hardly does anything. And then by the time the other guy's legs are like jello, then he attacks them. And he does
He's
it.
got a lot of technique.
Yeah, like against Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor knew he had to like nail Mayweather to beat him. He had to do it quick, but Mayweather just dodged most of his punches and hardly threw any at all. And then Mayweather just opened up on him, in like the 5th or 6th round. So it's not even about strength. It's about technique. It's about conditioning. That's what it is. Remember when Floyd Mayweather beat the Big Show at the same WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Ric Flair. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was kayfabe.
But my phone is on silent.
So is mine, and I haven't gotten the alert yet. What's interesting about this is the alerts actually it goes from FEMA. It actually goes to the cell towers, and the cell towers will start sending out the alert.
What? A message on your phone goes to cell towers? No.
Who the fuck gives a shit about this? And why did they feel the need to mention that their phone was on silent? Who cares?
Well, he said he didn't get the presidential alert. I say if you don't get the presidential alert, you're not an American.
Oh, shit. Well, that makes sense why I didn't
Trump
get it.
doesn't love you.
You've been cut out.
I probably have. I actually posted that on Facebook the day everyone got it. I'm like, I didn't get it. Must be discrimination. Yeah. Must be targeting the Russians. That's what's going on.
Over and over for about a half-hour period of time until everyone who has their phone on gets it. If you have your phone turned off right now, if you leave it off for the next 45 minutes or so,
I did get the alert. It just didn't make the sound.
That's what happened to me. I was actually driving when the alert went out, and I had my ringer off, so I didn't hear it. I looked at it. It's like, oh shit. I mean, I've been getting those Amber alerts forever.
I got the alert. I mean, it must be on a special list that you're not on. But
I'm sorry. Alicia just said one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
He became better.
She said that from top to bottom, it's different. It's like a progression of me turning into Pimpmunk.
He finally reached to become my man.
The long hair eventually falls all the way through the face.
That's pretty good.
Look, now he's bald.
Yep. When the alert came in, I had not heard anything about it was going to happen, and I was super groggy, no coffee in the morning. The alert comes in, and I just look at my phone, and for like a minute and a half, I full Hawaii panicked. I'm like, it's time. The bombs are here.
I had woken up kind of early. Like, I do this thing sometimes where I wake up really early, and then later on I fall back asleep. And I was watching the news, and I knew it was coming because they said on the news that morning that it was like, hey, this is going to happen. So I already knew it, and I was like, and I was just envisioning, when Trump gets kicked off Twitter, he's just going to use this to like tweet at everybody the messages he wants. It's gonna go to your cell phone involuntarily, and you're just gonna have to read it.
I have 325 million followers. It's huge.
Yep.
That was really weird to me. There's like, I don't know. That's just weird that they did that.
If Trump is watching this, which I know he's not, but he should fire. What's her face? Huckabee Sanders and hire
press secretary. Yeah,
and hire Dana Perino. Bush had this woman here, Dana Perino. She was Bush's press secretary. Handled all of Bush.
Hot.
Yeah, not only is she way better to look at, but she also she handled Bush's bullshit with way more poise and grace than
Huckabee's a cunt, dude. She's a fucking. Oh my god! Have you ever seen the bad lip reading of her?
No,
not of her.
So funny. It is so fucking hilarious.
You have a different security clearance.
It's a good idea, I think, to have this system.
It is a good idea. Listen, we've all, as Doug mentioned, we've all gotten the alerts before.
Fox News
remember
thinks it's
many
a good
years
idea, but no.
ago during Hurricane Sandy,
Yes.
Standing out watching the Hudson River come up the street, and all of us standing there got the emergency alert about flash flooding.
Yeah, when there's an emergency coming and you need to evacuate, you really should. A good thing is to be distracted by a message from Donald Trump.
All at the same time. It's a good idea when you consider how many of us rather are using our cell phones and aren't necessarily. We don't have a radio in our pocket, though we do have a radio based on that's what our cell phone.
Oh my God, this guy's so bad at this. Hey, you know what? The cell phone message that you get, it goes through the cell phone towers first. Did you know that?
I feel like these guys are just trying to communicate how technology works to like really old people. They're like,
that's
we don't
their
have a radio in
audience.
our pocket, but we do, kind of, really.
Well, their audience
Yeah.
is like, what, 80s? I think they said something like 50 to 80-something years old is their primary audience.
Yeah, but I feel like them trying to explain technology is their like primary goal.
Right. They could have just succeeded by saying, the president sent you a message today. He loves you. Vote for him in 2020.
Yeah.
And it would have been a smash hit.
I wish he'd have sent a nudie. I wish he'd have sent a self-naked pic of himself. To his
Yeah, what if he pulled an Anthony Weiner and he accidentally tweeted a dick pic instead of sending it in a DM? That's what happened with Anthony Weiner. Well, that's one of the things that happened with Anthony Weiner.
That would be awesome. I would love it.
The old puffy Cheeto.
But flooding and Amber Alerts, those are pretty localized events.
They are.
What would be an issue that would rise to the occasion? I mean, I could imagine, but
Yes.
what do we know?
We would assume something like a 9/11 attack would result in a alert like this.
Oh, whatever. I mean, like, seriously, we wouldn't need an alert to know that there was a 9/11 attack. I mean, like, anything that, because it would have to happen in a major city. So it would have to be like a New York, a Chicago, an LA, a Houston, like a city that size. And we wouldn't need to wait for it to get all the way to the White House and then get back to us. There's already news agencies and shit, and everyone there with a cell phone of their own that's able to capture it. I mean, like, that was something they didn't even have on 9/11, was that everyone had like a high-speed internet connection in their pocket with a high-definition camera able to take video of anything at any moment. We don't need this.
Right.
Right, and we were
You'd have
watching it
everybody
like
in
as it was happening. So, like, yeah, now with phones, it'd just be even faster.
You'd have all of the buildings in the surrounding area just live streaming it on Facebook
Yeah, like,
nonstop.
if 9/11 would have happened last year, can you imagine how many different angles of that shit there would be now? Think about all the people that live in New York that would have been outside, in early to mid-September. There would have been unbelievable amounts of different video footage of that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you guys reminded me of something that I thought I'd play. This is a funny news clip. This is from, like, I think the early to mid 90s. I think it's the Today Show, where they show an email address for the first time ever on the show, and they're like, "What is that? What does that mean?" And they're like, "Oh, it's like for the internet." The guy's like, "What is the internet?" It's Bryant Gumbel. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Real Sports on HBO.
No. That's Greg
idea.
Gumbel, isn't it? Or no, maybe it.
That's right.
Okay, because Bryant has a brother named Greg who was on ESPN back in the day. Anyway,
Back now at 56 past, I wasn't prepared to translate that.
is it Katie Couric? I can't believe.
Yeah.
Women's hairstyles and fashion really date things. Like, if it was just Bryant Gumbel sitting there in the middle, it'd be kind of hard to tell exactly when this happened.
I met her.
Who, Katie Couric?
Yeah, I met her at the very first VidCon I went to.
Yeah, I
She was
think I
there,
remember you
and
telling me that.
She was cool. Very sweet lady. I mean, very nice.
Little T's.
Oh, that's
that little
right.
mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard
Or
it.
around
I'd never
or
heard it
about.
said. I'd always
That's
seen the
right.
mark, but never heard
Yeah.
it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
I heard
be
something
around
big
or
fight
about.
up in the lunchroom.
Yeah, see, violence at nbc.ge.com. So those were the first and because NBC used to be owned by General Electric.
Yeah.
So yeah, their email domain originally was nbc.ge.com.
It's an A
There it is.
it's an A
Violence
with a symbol around it.
Yeah.
NBC,
Not even an
GE,
at symbol.
No.
com. I mean,
Well, Allison should know.
what
do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
What is internet anyway?
Somebody had to spend like
God.
somebody had to spend like 12 minutes in MS Paint to make that at symbol because
Yep.
nobody knew where it was.
Yep.
It's funny because when I mean, look, a lot of these young people watching this don't know a time where there wasn't an at something, but there was a
Right.
time
You
when
know-
that shit didn't exist.
You know,
This was the time when your modem screamed at you.
Internet is that massive computer
Right.
network.
The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people.
Oh my God! This is like a Star Trek episode where someone came from the past into the future and they don't understand any of the technology there.
Use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
Oh my
this is
God!
kinda-
I'm
this
ready.
is
I'm
dope.
ready to learn what the internet is from the 90s.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Let's hear what
Go.
let's hear how they try to explain it. Yeah, they're like asking their producers what the fuck internet is.
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh, Allison will be in the studio shortly.
What is
What
it?
does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like
You
a
looked in the
computer
dictionary.
billboard.
It's not an. It's a computer billboard, but it's
Right.
nationwide. And
He looked up internet in the dictionary. That's what he said.
it's several universities and everything all joined together. And
Right.
And others can access it.
and-
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
Just
You know, he explained it all right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a giant network of computers, and yeah, at first it was like universities. I remember, like in the early 2000s, like schools and libraries and universities were like the only places that had really fast internet. Like businesses and that kind of stuff, they would have like a T1 or a T3 connection, and that was like really fast.
It's been really handy during the quake. A lot of
Like,
people,
home
that's how they.
computers.
What'd you say?
They fucking like. I don't know if it was the same in like wherever you grew up, but at least in my house, there was like one computer for the whole house that had that fucking AOL shit.
Little running man.
Oh yeah, dude, I used AOL, I used CompuServe, I used Prodigy. There was all these
Prodigy.
different. Yep.
MSN.
Yeah. I remember when MSN was an ISP for a little while. Yep.
And I would get it free because they send those those CDs there or whatever. Those
Yeah,
discs, and you get 30 days free, and then you switch over to the other, you get 30 days.
I'll tell you what, that was a huge risk that AOL took that paid off. You know, AOL started out as the company AOL was originally, before it was called America Online, was a service. It was the very first service where you could like stream video games directly off the internet to your console without having to like go to the store and buy one. And I think it was for Atari, but it might have been for like a home computer system.
I know I had one for Sega.
Oh yeah. Well,
A long time ago, but
yeah, but
Do you guys know that? God, I forget the name. It's like it was this whole. It was like a pre-laptop. Like it was huge. It was called like Zorp or Zorb or something
not
like
familiar
that.
with that.
Yeah.
have you ever heard of the Apple Lisa that never came out?
No, that sounds terrible.
Oh my God. This was something Steve Jobs, this is something that got Steve Jobs basically fired the first time. Let's see. It's crazy. It never came out. It was called the Apple Lisa, and it's crazy how much it cost even at the time. This is the Apple Lisa. It was basically way more computer than anyone needed in a home computer back then. And check this out. It would have come out in the 80s, and the cost of it would have been around $10,000. And that was like the cost of a new car back then. Like a nice new car. in the 80s.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yeah, it says, like in 82, Steve Jobs was forced out of the Lisa project. And he joined the Macintosh project, which ended up being way more successful anyway. Yeah, so in 2017 dollars, they project that the Lisa, if it cost the same today, would have cost over $24,000. That is the cost of a decent new car today. You know,
It says it's sold 100,000.
Okay, so it did come out. I was wrong about that. Looks like it came out in 80. So it had a 3-year run from 83 to 86.
I can't believe so many people bought that.
There was a niche audience. There was a niche audience of home computing. Yeah, I mean, a megabyte was huge back then. Like,
Yeah.
it had 2 floppy drives too. It's crazy.
That's fucking innovative.
Yeah.
You could copy.
But more people wanted the Mac. They didn't want more computer than they could. They didn't want overpowered computers. There wasn't a market for that. So the Mac was more simple. It was an all-in-one. You know, there wasn't a bunch of parts that you had to hook together with wires, and you know,
it was easier.
Yeah, because the people buying computers then didn't grow up with computers, so it's different. You know. Yeah, I don't know. It made me think of that. I remember learning about the Lisa, and I was like, holy shit. It had 2 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, back to this.
They were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie, and
But you don't need that. You don't need a phone line to operate internet. No.
All right. So yeah, that's really weird. Let's see what articles I have. Oh, this is crazy. This just came out like while I was setting up the show. Amy Schumer arrested during DC protest of Kavanaugh's nomination.
That weird.
What does she do?
And whatever, she'll be able to bail herself out. Unlike most of the people at the protest, she is a millionaire, so she doesn't have to worry about it. But she recorded a video on her friend's Twitter, leaving a message to her friend's children about how she was about to get arrested. I think it's this one.
Hi, Zola. I'm here with your mom. She loves you very much. I think we're going to get arrested, and we're so proud of you.
Oh, this is such good publicity for her.
I don't think you should be teaching children that getting arrested is good. I mean, even if it's for a noble cause, when it comes down to you having a criminal record, you can't explain to potential employers that, oh, well, I was actually doing it for a noble cause and I got arrested.
Yeah, and she posted this publicly, so
and I'm not saying this is necessarily a noble cause. I'm just saying, even if you feel that it was,
don't
forget
to tip your
it's a career cause.
Thank you.
I still want to know what exactly she got arrested for. Because you can't just be
being
arrested
a
for
cunt.
protesting.
Oh,
being
dude.
a cunt.
People, dude, when the Occupy movement shit was going down, I knew all kinds of people that got arrested because they wanted to have fun and play protester and live in a park for, a week or so. And basically,
is this public space?
I don't know where they are, but I know, like, eventually the police can be like, all right, you got to leave or we're going to arrest you. It happens all the time.
Right.
And I knew this one person who was like, they had all of these like scholarships and shit and internships that they were doing. They were going to a university, and they got involved in the Occupy movement and got arrested because they wouldn't leave a park, and ended up losing all of that shit and getting kicked off of like all of the extracurriculars at the university and shit, all because they had a criminal record from getting arrested at a protest. So
I want to get arrested at a protest. I'm going to protest tampons.
Looks like 293 people were arrested for unlawfully demonstrating and a local law against crowding and obstructing. So
yeah, they'll get you for anything
that she did.
Yeah.
They'll get you for anything. I remember what's his name, Adam Kokesh. He found out that it was illegal to dance at the Jefferson Memorial in D.C. So he brought a bunch of people there to dance, and it was like a silent flash mob type thing where they like, it was like silent rave type thing. Where they were all listening to music in their headphones and dancing. So they weren't even making noise or anything. All they were doing was dancing. And because they were doing that, they all got arrested.
I didn't know that was illegal.
Oh, they all knew and they were doing it on purpose.
Stupid laws.
Well, I mean, Adam Kokesh did all kinds of shit to get arrested. Like he brought a gun outside of the White House. Like all kinds of shit. Not like, he was outside the White House grounds, like standing on the street, but... Yeah, getting arrested for protesting should not be hip and trendy. Having any type of criminal record holds you back. Whether it was right or wrong, if you've got it, it makes life that much harder for you. I got a misdemeanor a long time ago for having weed, which wouldn't even happen to me where I live now. And there's been all kinds of shit that has happened to me. Like I've been turned down for jobs because of it.
I've been arrested several times.
I wasn't even arrested. Like, they gave me a ticket. I went to court and got a misdemeanor. And in Ohio,
I got arrested for assault of an officer.
In Ohio, if you have any type of drug related charge, they take away your driver's license for 6 months.
A lot of states do that.
That's so dumb.
It's dumb.
They also take away the driver's license of like deadbeat dads who won't pay child support. It's like, okay, well, how is he going to go to work now to give you the money? So,
true. Well, one time I got arrested, I turned around because somebody grabbed me and I didn't know it was a cop and I shoved him. So they got me failure to comply with an officer and assault of an officer. So, yeah, that doesn't look good when you apply for a job.
That sounds like a very you thing to get arrested for.
Dude, I got arrested for a lot of things.
I think nowadays, if you assaulted an officer, they'd probably just shoot you and say they thought you had a gun.
Oh yeah. It's much different times. I mean, this was like almost 20 years ago. So yeah, it's a much different time. I was an idiot though, so I'll tell you that I was an idiot. Still an idiot, but I'm a better idiot now.
And you got hit in the head with a bat with a nail through it?
Yeah, well, 2x4, yeah.
2x4. Was it Hacksaw that did it?
It may have been that little son of a bitch that did it, though. He told me he was going to get me. I didn't believe him. He got me.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
Just a prank, bro.
But I'm going to tell you, the worst pain I ever went through as far as fight-wise was when I got hit with a fucking whiskey bottle. That was one of the worst pains. You see these bottles break in the movies. It don't happen like that.
Yeah, that's unbelievably like fragile glass that they use in the movies.
It's like sugar glass, isn't there? Some shit like that.
Well, right. I mean, like
sugar glass.
Who in their right mind? Like, why would Budweiser or Jack Daniels bottle their alcohol in bottles that are going to break so easily?
Yeah.
They're shipping that shit all over the country and stuff.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I got a little story if you don't mind me telling.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got this argument one night with these guys, and they all circled me. It was about 6 of them, and I had a whiskey bottle, and I looked at them, I said, "Well, y'all," this is what I told them. I said, "You guys are about to whip my ass." I said, "But who's going to be the first one that comes to me? Because the first one's going to get fucked up." Because I had this whiskey bottle, and they were all nervous. And then my dad, who was playing music at the time on the bandstand, jumped off the bandstand and started swinging. And me and my dad whooped about 6 guys' asses. It was cool.
And what was he playing?
Drums. My dad played drums. That's how he made his living for 40 years. Drums and sang.
Oh, I was like, damn, if he was the bass player, that's where you could do the most damage.
Yeah, he was a drummer, dude. He was awesome too.
Basses are big and heavy.
He actually played a rodeo one time that had 30,000 people in it, something like that. And he said, yeah, he was. he was awesome, and then it's sad now because you see, because a musician, he loves their music, right? And now he can't even hold drumsticks because his hands and stuff. And it's really sad to see because he really wants to do something, and he's just an old dude who can't do it no more. But yeah, so I bought him a karaoke machine last year.
See, I'm even like that to a degree. I can't play guitar as good as I used to because I have like pinched nerves in my neck, and it makes my these two fingers on each hand numb. Sometimes it affects my typing and everything. So
yeah, this one. Oh, dude, my hands are so fucked up I broke every finger in my fucking.
Yeah, you probably had someone on the ground and you were punching them and they moved their head and you punched the ground or something.
That's happened several times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's happened several times. I was fighting on pavement one time. Dude moved and I did that. Yeah. One time I drove one of this knuckle right here was up in this part of my hand. Whew.
Are my messages coming in?
Yeah, I see your messages. I see them.
Thanks for the tips, man.
And if you sent more than one, no, that's the only one. It's the only one I see.
He's just checking, or whoever it is. That's awesome. They give you $10. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's do. Here's Trump.
Let's do orgy things.
This is the only thing I'm so tired of the Kavanaugh thing. It's really dumb.
It's old.
And I don't know, whatever. I'm just so fucking tired of it. It can't be verified. I think it's really annoying. Oh, and there's Billy the Fridge in the chat. Punch the butts. Anyway, here's Trump sounds off about the unfair treatment of Kavanaugh.
Two things. First of all, you're going to see a real full court press by White House officials. There's a lot of availability.
Well, that's the whitest black guy I've ever seen
in support, not just of the judge, but also in support of those who maybe.
You mean whitest acting, not looking?
Yeah, acting.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is a Donald Trump story.
On the fence in the Senate. But I think the second thing is really important as well. You're going to see a bit of a reliance on this FBI report, again, to bolster the argument that a man who has served honorably on the bench for more than 2 decades should not have this allegation, an uncorroborated allegation, keep him from serving on the U.S. Supreme Court. Let me take you to Twitter. The president is talking about it once again this morning. He said this: the harsh and unfair treatment of Judge Brett Kavanaugh is having an incredible, an incredible upward impact on voters. The people get it far better than most politicians. Most importantly, this great life cannot be ruined by mean and despicable Democrats and totally uncorroborated allegations. There, you see it right there. Now, to be sure, there is a political aspect.
You know, they did something kind of similar like this to Clarence Thomas.
I'm just new with this.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And by the way, Ben, this tea is kicked in, and I'm high as a motherfucker.
They tried to they put Clarence Thomas's character on trial before he joined the Supreme Court. Said
he didn't have the greatest character either.
I mean, you know.
But no matter who you believe in this whole thing, I think the way Kavanaugh acted throughout it is like he probably shouldn't be on the Supreme Court.
What do you mean how he acted?
Like, oh my fucking God. Like, he went from crying about like some probably bullshit prayer story to accusing everyone of conspiracy and fucking political targeting.
So you don't think that this is like targeting him politically because people who are against him and Donald Trump don't want him to get into the Supreme Court?
It's not necessarily, because who was the other guy that just got into the Supreme Court? I forgot his name. Or who was up for it last time? I forgot his fucking name.
I thought the last person was Sotomayor.
No, sorry. The last person that everyone was talking about being in the Supreme Court.
Oh,
I don't know. But he was a fucking weird looking tall guy. But he, like, they could have just as easily have done this kind of thing with him, but they didn't. Yeah. So whether
I think people
or not,
I don't know. I think a lot of people's opinions shaped on this are based on their political leanings.
Sure,
and
probably. Like,
and this happens every time any president tries to get it. Well, I mean, not exactly this, but anytime any president nominates someone to the Supreme Court, the other side tries to hold it up.
Absolutely,
and stop it from happening. So.
I mean, Obama was supposed to be nominating somebody, but then that got fought back against tooth and nail, and then
I'm just saying that this at least the accusation by itself is not necessarily political.
Well,
I would have much preferred if he had acted more, I don't know, judge-like, right? Just there was a lot of evasive answers I didn't like in his testimony.
There were a lot of evasive stuff.
I mean, if he would have just said no instead of trying to lead the question somewhere else, right? Like, I mean,
Devil's
are you
Triangle.
trying to avoid? It makes you look like you're trying to avoid perjury, which makes you look guilty. If you're not guilty, fucking lie. Or if you are guilty of whatever it is this is saying, I expect you to fucking lie. Right, like don't just go down a weird rabbit hole with answers that just snake and wind, because that makes you look guilty. Whereas saying no, I didn't do that, makes you look much better. Right?
Dude, I got a shitload of people getting pissed at me because I said, he could have changed from when he did this stuff, because I said people can change.
We don't even know if he did it. It hasn't been proven that he did it.
No, it hasn't. But what I'm saying though, he was very young when he was in high school, right?
Yeah. They're dredging up a situation where a bunch of teenagers were drunk at a party and alone together. That's what they're doing.
And when I said what I said, even if he did it or didn't do it, I said if he did do it, I mean, he could have changed. And people are like, how dare you say, but people can fucking change, man. I mean, I'm not saying he has. I'm not saying he's a good guy or a bad guy, but people can fucking change.
My position on this is, I don't know if he did it. He could have, but I take the side where if it can't be proven, then he shouldn't be treated like he did do it if it can't be proven.
But we live in a day and age now. If you're accused, it's a verdict.
That's ridiculous because
we
have a justice system that exists for the very opposite reason for that.
But in the public eye, you're automatically guilty if you're accused of it, and it's ridiculous.
Should a social verdict affect you? No, when it comes to getting into the Supreme Court?
Absolutely should not.
Okay.
But just what Pimp said there was true. You are just guilty in the eyes of the public.
Yeah,
but it does.
Right.
Though. It does affect it, though.
Yeah,
it shouldn't. But
the truth and innocence and guilt isn't this democratic vote that we all get to vote on. Like, if that were the case, someone would just post it on Reddit, and whichever one got the most up or down votes is a fact. But I'm afraid that's the way we're going in this world. I mean, the way we're doing in this world, we do depend on social networks. If you're a bad guy on Twitter, then you're a bad guy in real life. Look what they did to Milo.
Every vote, every law that would pass would just be a picture of a cat.
Yeah.
Although it would fuck everything up, wouldn't you totally want to see like a Reddit democratic voting thing? Like where you get to decide the laws on Reddit.
It would be
like that would be ridiculous. But I think
I want to see it on World Star Hip Hop. We've got to vote on World Star Hip Hop. Is what we do. World Star. Trump. Someone said exactly. He's a weak person in general. He shouldn't be in the Supreme Court. Okay, well, define weak. I mean, like, okay, why don't we just let fucking computers be the Supreme Court then? Like, fuck all this flawed humanism. Like, why don't we just design an AI that is now the court? Since we don't want anyone with any flaws in the Supreme Court, why don't we just ditch humans who are inherently flawed? Isn't that what Evan's going to do? Evan's going to do that.
I want a computer president.
Evan's going to have robots rule the world, and we're just going to.
Well, no, Evan's going to rule the world, and robots are going to do all the work, so we don't need money anymore, is what he said. But
I think you said it right the first time. He's going to ruin the world.
No, absolutely not. That was a Freudian slip.
He's your best friend forever.
He is. He's great.
crazy as a busy bug.
Check out this story. Imagine you're sitting in a bar having a drink.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a fucking crazy ass horse.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this shit. Look at this horse. It's kicking like crazy too. That's so
dude,
scary.
wow.
Yeah, time to get the
That
fuck
old
out of
man
there.
just narrowly
Whoa.
avoided death. Right?
Crazy, dude.
It was kicking at everybody. Look at this. Look at this.
It's going crazy. Look at the saddle.
Whoa.
Shit. The saddle's like on his ass.
That is not a happy horse.
No,
Dude, this reminds me. Have you guys seen the John Mulaney, his new stand-up?
No,
I'm not sure.
He draws this parallel. Like he says that Trump is basically like there's a horse loose in a hospital, and you don't know what to do because there's never been a horse in a hospital before. So it really reminded me of that.
Yeah, it's scary as fuck.
I really recommend watching that special. It was really good.
One time,
I was looking at that story. Oh, go ahead.
One time, I was on like a cruise vacation, and like for cruises they sell excursions, and one of the excursions was a horseback ride, and I went on this horseback ride, and I had the meanest horse out of anyone, and my horse was like starting shit with all the other horses, and I didn't know anything about horses, so I couldn't stop it, and like it would like follow the horse in front of me and bite the ass of whatever horse was in front of me. It was so scary.
Dude, my fucking cat does that to my dog. Like, just to fucking mess with him. He just, like, bites his ass and starts hitting him in the face. Like, just when he's bored.
Again, about my dad used to break horses. That's what he'd do. They'd take the wild horses to him, and he would break them and make them ride. Well, you can ride them and stuff.
Would he collect horse cum?
Yes, and I would drink it.
This is a stud farm, boy. Have you ever seen Freddy Got Fingered? And
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
And he's like eating a sandwich while he's like stuffing his face with a sandwich while he's watching the horses. Like he's watching them jerk off a horse.
I love that fucking scene though with the sausages. Daddy, would you like some sausage?
According to, so I was reading that story about the horse earlier this week, and apparently that horse immediately walked outside and just instantly calmed the fuck down and walked right back to where his handler was, like there was no big deal.
He just had a moment.
Casually wandered into the restaurant, fucked everything up, and walked out like, okay, now that's over.
No, the horse was a Muslim, and he didn't like drinking, so he went in and said, fuck all y'all.
I almost suspect foul play, like the horse's owner like trained him to do it or something. You know?
My chaos attack horse. Go
fuck them up.
Horse terrorism.
He was just horsing around.
He was fatting around.
Shoot me.
He was.
You were talking about cruise a second ago. Did you see the news story from this week about the 1,500 dudes who got on a cruise and ruined it for everybody?
No. I mean, I've heard similar stories where like people like get crazy on a cruise and they end up fighting people and shit.
So it was like a Carnival cruise, and I can't remember where they pulled into port, but they were going to be there for a couple of days. And so this company, which was a tobacco company from India, had everybody nearby for some reason, and they paid for 1,500 of their employees to go onto the boat.
Open Bob's,
and so
open Bob's and vagine.
and they brought on
It's
like
my first
burlesque
time
dancers.
catching a show live. I've been watching since G-Men and the Masters of Stupidity. Enjoy this money I should be saving. Oh, and any ideas for a character in the D&D game I will be running on Saturday?
I don't know. It depends on who the other characters in your party are. You know, if there's like a really strong guy, then you should be the quick guy. Maybe with, if he's like more of a melee attack, maybe you should be a ranged attack. I always played magic users and thieves, so that's just something to think about. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Convince everybody in your party to play a bard and then go on tour no matter what the DM wants you to do.
I want to beat the fuck out of all of those people with my mandolin.
Exactly.
I have no idea
but
what
no,
you nerds are talking about.
So this company hired, rented out the space for 1,500 people to come onto the boat, and they brought burlesque dancers and strippers and crates full of food and alcohol and stuff you usually aren't allowed to just bring onto these boats. But there's 1,500 of them. Who's going to stop them? And then they terrorize the place for like 2 days straight. There's like families that are stuck in their rooms because there's just naked people and super drunk guys running through the halls doing crazy shit. Everyone received a refund.
Wow. Open Bobs.
Open Bobs.
Did you see the Facebook post that's been going around where one of those creepy Indian guys on the internet gave his phone number to a painting of a naked woman because he thought it was like a nude photo?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see this?
No. That's beautiful.
Let me show it to you, because I've shown this on some other streams. Most women on the internet have gotten at least one random DM from a weird Indian guy trying to like get nudes from them, or or worse.
And the thing is, in India, the internet is like this big expanding market, so like more people are getting access every day, which means we're gonna see more Bobs and Vagine.
Yeah, Bobs, open Bobs.
And it's really funny over there. I read stories all the time about how it's like a bunch of peasants magically got technology, and they use it terribly incorrectly. Like there's this the app over there for Facebook is called WhatsApp, right?
Oh, WhatsApp.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, WhatsApp. Yeah. It can also be used to like make phone calls and stuff. But yeah, this is from the World Paintings Facebook page. Okay, this is some old painting, right? And here's the post on it, and people looked it up. This is a real phone number. Like, it's not a troll. They've looked up this guy.
But he loves the painting.
I love you, baby.
That is ridiculous. This guy's great, man.
Yeah, open Bobs.
But over there, everybody, like in little villages that are all getting internet all at once, they'll all get WhatsApp. Then they'll all add each other, and then like one of them will share a viral post about like a wanted child molester is in the area, and then the next tourist who walks into the town gets killed. It's happened multiple times.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, there was a team of like a news documentary that was being created, and like the cameraman and the lighting guy went into a little town to ask for directions and ended up getting beaten to death by a mob because they were all wired up on social media.
Damn.
Wow, there have
great
been
power comes great responsibility.
Well, there have been studies about the decay of like society due to social media, and I think I see it in many ways. Here's an old ad that I wanted to play.
Most of you remember me as the $6 million man. Now I'm here to introduce the Lee Majors Bionic Rechargeable Hearing Aid.
So Lee Majors, he was the $6 million man, a bionic man, and now you can be like him with your own bionic hearing aid.
This amazing aid hides discreetly in your ear. But unlike
Is
some
this the
other
one where you can hear people like way away from you and shit?
Yeah.
Powered units, my bionic ear is rechargeable. You can easily adjust the amplification level to suit your individual needs. It even lets you hear phone conversations without additional amplification. You can comfortably hear loud sounds while enjoying the subtle sounds of nature. Here's how to get my bionic rechargeable hearing aid.
Was that John McCain?
No, it was Lee Majors.
Lee Majors.
No, not Lee Majors. The guy that was looking through the fucking binoculars.
Disrespect Mr. Majors.
Yeah.
It was just some guy that looked like John McCain in it, like just for like 2 seconds.
Oh shit! What's this?
Hey Faith family, it's Brother Mario. I pray you're having a great day. I wanted to go ahead and record this video to respond to a now viral video put out by BuzzFeed that features Lisa Gungor. If you're not familiar with her, she was actually in a very popular Christian...
This is a video where Mario attacks someone who used to be a pastor, a Christian pastor that became an atheist because she realized the corruption at mega churches. And that kind of started her towards atheism. So now Mario's going to attack this person.
Contemporary music band with her husband called Gunger. And they had a really popular song. I loved it back in the day. It was called You Make Beautiful Things. And they have several other hits as well. Now, if you haven't seen the video, it's basically a video where she talks about stopping believing in God after she pastored a megachurch. I went ahead and examined the video, and it's very dangerous. She is, first of all, what the...
Yeah, your videos that accuse people of being evil, satanic Illuminati are not dangerous. But
not even at all.
Yeah, those aren't dangerous. It's people who make videos about how they used to be religious and they're not anymore. That's the danger.
Exactly. I would call a false convert. Someone who never truly understood the gospel.
That's what happened.
Fuck off.
She never got it. That's why.
Apologist, man.
Yeah, this is the thing that pisses me off about these a lot of religious people. I've been told that because I used to be really deep religious and preached. And, well, you never really understood it. You couldn't have really ever was a true believer. You never got it. That's the reason you fell out. No, motherfucker, when I got it's when I fell out.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't have the proper gospel, which is the good news, the proper doctrine, I believe you can't be saved. False gospels lead to...
Yes.
Okay, so he says that, if you don't have the proper gospel, good news, and well, yes, gospel does mean good news. They weren't originally called gospels. They were originally called memoirs.
Memoirs.
So that was just my little 2 cents.
And there were also gospels that were written that were kept out of the Bible intentionally.
Yeah, plenty of them.
Way before
they're so much cooler too.
Way before any of this non-denominational megachurch Christianity ever existed. I mean, think about all the shit the Catholic Church kept out of the Bible intentionally. So whatever, it's all selective.
But they left the talking donkey in, though. I never understood that.
Oh, they left all kinds of bullshit.
Well, and I mean, there are entire books of gospel that were cut in between different revisions, and I mean, apparently the word of God has expiration dates.
Well, there's also the gospels that indicate that Jesus wasn't divine. There's one that say that. There's ones that say that. There's ones that say that God lies in each individual person, not a church. Those were really the ones that, the gospel.
My favorite one is Marcionism. So, back in the 2nd century, there was this dude called Marcion, and he grew up in the church and whatnot, so he knew the Bible pretty well, or he knew the scriptures pretty well, I should say. There wasn't exactly a Bible yet.
Right.
So he looked at the God of the Old Testament and the God of, the New Testament, and I use those terms loosely, because again, there wasn't any canon yet. So he looked at, the God of Jesus and the God of the Jews, and he was like, these can't possibly be the same God. One's this malevolent piece of shit, and the other one is loving and forgiving. So he reasoned that there were 2 gods. There was the evil God of the Jews that created this world, and then the good God of Jesus, who came to save us from the evil God. And the thing is, his even though he was obviously excommunicated and whatnot, he actually got a huge following, and his churches existed up until the 10th century.
Have you ever heard of? Have you ever heard of the religious group that believed that John the Baptist was actually the Messiah? You ever heard of that one before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah,
I don't recall their name.
I can't remember what it's called.
There's a lot of theories, man. There's a lot of them. And you know how you can get all these different adaptations? Because it's make-believe in the first place.
I read something once about lost book of Judas that was found, and it was a book about where Judas was totally in on it, and he made an even bigger sacrifice, type thing.
Yeah.
Like
he was the good
turned on
guy,
his best friend or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he had to do it because otherwise the world wouldn't be saved. He had to do it. He's the good guy. He was the only one that truly. I did like a 30-minute video about like Judas and his how he changed from gospel to gospel and then outside of the gospels, like a really in-depth look at the change of the character depending on the book.
Here's so it's called Mandaism. It's a Gnostic religion, and basically its prophets are Adam, Abel, Seth, Enos. I don't even know who that is. Noah, Shem, Aram, and then especially John the Baptist. John the Baptist is like
Enos. I think that's the same as Enoch. Can you like pan over Enos again?
Enosh. Enosh.
Yep. Okay, so yeah.
Enosh?
Figures. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's the same as Enoch. He was basically like in other traditions. He only appears like once in the Bible, in Genesis. But like outside of it, he was basically this revelator who received like all these revelations. That's where the Book of Enoch comes from. It's because it's supposedly his revelations. So he was like huge in like 2nd century BC Judaism. Like huge in apocalypticism.
Interesting. The Sabians.
But yeah, I've never heard of these guys.
This is fabulous.
Yeah. I remember learning about it a long time ago. It says in the Quran, alongside the Jews, Christians occasionally, they are called the Christians of St. John. That's weird because they're not Christians.
I also liked adoptionists. They thought that Jesus was just a regular person, but he was adopted by God at his baptism. And like a lot of early church fathers were quoting, you are my son, or you are my beloved son. Today I have begotten you. So they were like, see, right there, he fucking adopted him there.
You're my sunshine, my
false
only
converts.
sunshine.
And I'm going to show you here that she doesn't even understand the fundamental essentials of the Christian faith. Things like cardinal doctrines that if you're going to be a pastor, you have to know. But let's go ahead and examine this. Now, the first thing that she says, in order to belong in this tribe, you need to conform. And if you have doubts, you're a dangerous person.
True.
Now, obviously, if you are a pastor of a church, you need to have the fundamentals right. It doesn't mean that you need to conform to every idea that a Christian believes in.
But that's
the
bullshit,
Bible tells us there are certain.
They do want you to conform. I was there, buddy. I know they do. They got fucking crazy mad at me because when I preached the sermon at the time about hate, because there was some racist people in there, they went fucking nuts. They do want you to conform. Each church is different, especially in the non-denominational
Follow the money.
churches.
Follow the money.
Exactly. Like you mentioned the non-denominational. That's what I was. I was a non-denominational. Those are some of the most hardcore motherfuckers because each church is different. And like you said, follow the money. The power is within who's putting the most in the collection plate. And they fuck. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Certain things that are not essential. And that's why I use the term cardinal doctrines. They're the fundamentals. And if you don't have your fundamentals correct, you are what the Bible calls a heretic, a false teacher or false convert. So this is the first...
Yeah, but you didn't say... You even said you were a fan of her music. So you didn't think she was false then. It's only now when she's like, hey, I realize this is all bullshit. Now she was false and she just never got it. I bet if you would have met her back then, you would have totally kissed her ass.
And let's not just pass over the point that if the canon turned out to be a different canon, he would be calling other things heresies.
Yeah. Right. Well, right now he sounds like the pissed off dude. He got rejected at the girl. Oh, you're a whore. She would have sex with.
What's up, cutie? You're an ugly bitch.
Such a nice guy.
Error that she's making here. You do need to conform, obviously, to the basic principles of the Christian faith to consider yourself a real believer. And this will happen if you truly are born again. If you're born again, God's placed his spirit in.
Born again is such a bullshit concept. Oh, I'm born again.
Yeah,
it's like whatever.
These motherfuckers take that shit so serious too. Are you born again?
It's like,
no, I'm only born once, motherfucker.
It's like the people who re-virginize themselves. It's like, sorry, you can't take it back. Can't take it back.
And they do that also in churches.
Right.
I'm now a virgin. No, bitch, you're not. I fucked you last month.
In you, the Bible says that the Holy Spirit will lead you into all truth, and that includes the fundamental cardinal truths of the Bible. So right off the bat, we see that this is a statement that shows that she wasn't even saved to begin with. Then she goes on to describe her experience of experiencing doubt that eventually led her away from faith in Jesus Christ. And she was referring to the evil that she had witnessed in the
Mario, if you've never experienced doubt, then you're just so full of shit. I mean, like, or if you claim you never have, because you know you have. Come on, dude.
No, he doubted. Did he go through like a period of time where he was like practicing yoga, which is now he views as satanic, and like he was like super spiritual, but now he's all like,
yeah,
I fucking want to suck Jesus's dick.
I would like to see him tell Diamond Dallas Page that his yoga is satanic. I would love to see that.
Or you know what I'd love to see more. Because Trish Stratus is like, she has her own yoga studio now, and I would love to see her fucking kick his ass.
I thought you were gonna say you'd love to see her fucking at first.
Well, I'd also love to see. I love to see her doing whatever. I don't care.
Trish Stratus.
I see Mario and Pimp use the same lighting scheme.
Oh yeah, the super bright light over the right shoulder.
Well, yeah, normally I used to have good lighting.
Yeah.
But I'm redoing the studio here, and everything's all fucked up. I even told Ben before the show started, my lighting is fucked.
Yeah, I know. This is more.
No, you had to bring it up. You had to bring up a sensitive subject, didn't you,
concentration camps, saying that how could a good God create a world or allow a world where so much evil is? And then later on in the video, she says that her atheistic faith now, belief, is what truly has liberated her. So she's an atheist now. Well, let's examine this concept of...
I mean, that's that's never heard anybody say that.
I highly doubt she said atheistic.
Even if she did, I mean, I don't know this person specifically.
She's just coming from a faith.
Right. That's probably her way of expressing the view, but obviously she doesn't have faith. You can't have faith in a lack of belief of something. Makes no sense.
Evil from the atheist perspective. Whether you believe in the Christian worldview or you have an atheistic, strictly scientific, materialistic worldview, you still have to equate for evil. Why does evil exist? In the Christian model, evil exists.
You do? You have to equate for evil? I mean, first of all, evil is subjective. And
it is subjective, and like we evolved in an environment where sometimes it was necessary to be like afraid of things or get hurt by things to let us know when to get away from those things. And then on the other side, those things exist. Well, if it's like an animal or something, like a lion or some shit, like it's gonna attack you because it's fucking hungry. So, and
it's not evil for it to want to eat.
Right, it's not evil for it. I mean, it's just definitely like suffering.
I would say doing drugs is not evil.
I agree.
He would say doing drugs is evil. Can drugs cause you to do evil things? Yeah, I mean, if you're addicted and you're like, robbing and stealing and that kind of shit, or like mugging people to get drugs, whatever. But maybe there's even people that disagree with me that are even further, and they're like, nope, that's fine. Survival of the fittest. Like, whatever. There's a spectrum of what we think evil is. But what we do as a society is we agree on things that are not necessarily even evil, just wrong.
Yeah.
And and we punish people based on that.
Yeah.
You know what is evil?
My
These
dick.
fucking blank ass walls. That's some serial killer shit.
You know what? I'll defend him. He literally just moved in there like a few weeks ago.
Why are you so worried about people's lights and walls, man? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Don't make fun of my walls.
My dick.
You know, every time me and Billy ride an escalator now, we're like, oh no, we're gonna die.
You know, every time you ride anything with Billy, you could die.
Oh, dude, that's good. That's good. Would you ride an escalator with Billy?
Hell no! I was on an elevator with him for 5 seconds and got stuck.
Yeah, he said.
that sounds awful.
He said you started having a panic attack.
That's bullshit. I didn't. But.
He said you were like. He said you looked like you were gonna panic because you thought maybe you'd be stuck in an elevator with him for over an hour, like I was.
No, I honestly did not have a panic attack. I mean, it's not impossible for me because I could have a panic attack. I mean, I used to. I haven't had a panic attack in many years, though.
Would you?
It's been about.
Would you ride an escalator with Billy and stand on the same?
Hold on. Ride an escalator with anybody.
Hold on. Stand on the same step as him all the way.
No,
why not?
No,
why not?
We'd break that. We'd break the fucking.
No,
step.
you wouldn't.
It wouldn't fit on the fucking same step.
What? There's ones that are wide enough.
Well, now I
want you guys to put your. I want you guys to put your arms.
We're both losing weight. Me and Billy both are losing weight, so give us credit.
I want you guys to like put your arms around each other's shoulders and ride the same step all the way up.
Yeah.
And then in unison. Let's do it like 3-legged race style. So like your legs. Your legs that are touching each other have to be tied together as one leg, and then in unison, when the escalator reaches the top, you both have to step with that leg out first. That would be epic.
Well, with my legs these days, no.
Damn it! You know what? The funniest part of that would be
I may honestly lose my legs pretty soon. That's what's scary.
Well, I mean, yeah. That is scary as fuck. I was just going to say the funniest part of that would be when the escalator like swallows both of you and turns you into ground beef.
Yeah, that would be funny. But no, honestly, it's like I've told you before. You know, it isn't irrational. It's irrational fear. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, but they make me nervous. Now, I have rode them several times at airports and stuff like that, but they make me nervous. I don't know why. I guess it's because I can see everything around me when I'm moving. It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, it's also another one of the cases of no news story, no movie or whatever mentions an escalator unless it's a fucking escalator tragedy.
Which hardly ever happens.
It happens very rarely, I'll admit it.
You know what I love? I love I've said this before. I love the conveyor belts at the airport that make you feel like you're walking it faster than you can run. That shit's crazy. I love that shit. Crazy. All right.
Ben, if I lose my legs, will you push me around in a wheelchair?
Okay. At least until we can get you a hover round.
Yeah. Well, we're going to pimp that motherfucker out.
You're gonna trick out your hover round?
Yeah.
Pimp my wheels.
You want spinning rims on your fucking
I'm gonna do what like Ice Poseidon them does and travel the world in RV. I'm gonna travel on a hover round.
You gonna get like monster truck wheels for it?
Yeah, get some spinner wheel.
Dude, Ice Poseidon's in Greenland or no, Iceland right now.
That is so weird that Iceland is green and Greenland's ice.
That was done on purpose to confuse people. From what I've heard, anyway, to confuse people which island they wanted to attack.
But no, it's not. I don't have diabetes. By the way, people are asking, do I have diabetes? No, I do not have diabetes. I just have I have medical issues, and I'm definitely. I mean, it's not a definite thing. I'm gonna lose my legs, but I'm having some.
A lot of people don't know this, but Pimpmunk, he's actually his real name is Wilford Brimley Jr. and he has the diabetes.
This is the diabetes. This is the diabetes. My stomach just rumbled like I'm finna fart.
You finna fart.
Finna fart.
I fitna. Fitna. What the fuck is fitna?
We don't explain you what
you
fitna
can't
is.
make up words. You
Fitna
can't
is
make
a
up new
word.
words.
Fitna's a goddamn word.
It's not a word. All right. Let me see if it's in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Well, no, it's not. But who gives a shit?
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Fitna is a word. Even Billy the Fridge told you that fitna is a word.
I don't give a well, yeah. Because and I know why he I know why he's doing that.
Because he appropriates black culture.
Yep. Exactly.
But I grew up in black culture, so I'm finna do it.
Fitna. Fit. It sounds like Fitbit. Is it? Yeah.
Finna.
It's like finna. But
finna. Some people say finna, but I say fitna.
Some people say fixin'. Yeah, that makes more sense.
But I like fitna. It's fitna is good.
Okay. So it's not just a slang term, it's a slang term of a slang term. That's why it sounds so weird to me. Like, I can understand someone's like, "Oh, I'm fixing to do that."
Fitna. Somebody says it's in the dictionary.
But someone in Mississippi decided that fixing was too hard to say. So they changed it to fitna.
I never said Mississippi. I said Mississippi. Mississippi, not Mississippi. Mississippi.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get this shit straight. Let's get it straight now.
Straight?
It's great.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna teach y'all. I'm gonna teach y'all how to talk like a pimp monk. Give me a sentence and I'll talk.
No, you're not. Not gonna do that. No.
I'm so glad I can
make it fun of somebody because they got punched in the throat. You're a real nice guy, Ben. You're a real fucking nice guy.
Thank you for becoming a $10 patron, too.
Yeah, that's good. I'll become a $10 patron of Pimp Monk also.
I remember like it was like hour 20 without sleep when Pimp Monk he lost the good guy demeanor, and he was like,
"Time to stop making fun of Pimp Monk now."
Yeah, I love this. I call myself. Yeah, like you even said. I mean, me and
Thank you
about this.
Thank you. Fitna is not a fucking word.
It is a fucking word. I don't give a fuck who said that. They're retarded. I know fitness slap the shit out of them. But me and you've had this conversation. To this day, I'm still working on myself. I used to be a very angry man.
This sounds like Mundane Matt so far. Just so you know, this is what Mundane Matt said.
See, back in the day, I would have choked Mundane Matt just to be around him. I would have choked anybody. Honestly, I would have choked any.
Choked
like Rebzion. When Rebzion said the thing about me stinking,
God!
If I was 25, I would have went to Seattle just to whoop his ass. That's how I was. But see, now I'm a different man.
That could be like a goal on your Patreon. You could be like,
I reached $1,000 a month. I flew out of Seattle, whoop Repzion's ass.
That would be great.
Pimp got the throat.
You should
with a pack of cigarettes. Actually, the cigarettes didn't help, but actually, I got punched in my throat, and it fucked my vocal cords up. And then, of course, the cigarettes don't help. But yeah.
So, you know what? You should make that a goal anyway.
Just to whoop his ass.
Yeah. Like make it your $1,000 goal. I bet you'll reach $1,000 really easily.
But you know, I like Daniel. He's cool. But everybody made him look stupid on that because everybody, like Jeff Holiday was like, I hugged Pip 15 times. He smelled good. So yeah, I mean it's just Ben and Billy stayed in a hotel room with me for fucking a week.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't smell good when you farted in front of the air conditioner.
No, that was on purpose stuff. Billy was talking shit like Billy does, and Ben can tell you Billy's always talking shit. He's sitting there just talking that shit. I got up, gonna go smoke a cigarette. I looked at Billy. I said, "I got one thing to say to you." I farted in the air conditioner and walked out.
Fitna. The fuck?
I'll make a t-shirt. I'm finna slap the shit out of you. You make it, Ben, and put it on the fucking
I hope nobody buys it. I hope it just sits there and rots.
Oh, damn. Throwing shade.
Being retarded?
All right, Pimp, I'm going to make you that shirt.
I did the
I'm gonna make
best.
the art for that. I'll
You
send
had
it to
the
you.
best show ever on your fucking little podcast because of me.
Whoa.
And you go there and talk shit.
Do you know who he is? Excuse me, do you know who he is? Sounds like you don't know who he is. He's
he's
the Pimp Monk, Wilford Brimley Jr.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, actually, I love this dude here. Lawrence is a
Respect.
Really good guy. And they have an awesome podcast, by the way, on Sundays. They the Atheist Bible Study. It's really good, really cool shit. I went on there and I had fun reading the Bible and shit. It was really. We read the story of Samson.
Did you do what it say?
Crazy. No, I didn't do what it say, but we read about Sam. You know, Samson killed like a whole bunch of motherfuckers with a jawbone of a donkey.
Yeah.
Dude, that story is crazy, and that was probably definitely one of the best episodes of that show.
I had like a children's like Bible book with like illustrated stories in it, and one of the stories was Samson, and like he was all strong, and then Delilah cut his hair off, and then he was weak, which is so weird. Like, why does his hair matter?
Dude, he just kept fucking falling for it.
It's funny how over the
pussy,
years,
dude, pussy hypnotized him.
It's funny how they like made him kind of cartoonish, like Hercules kind of way, made him like a hero, and he was a fucking insane murderer.
And yeah, he just like on the way to a city, he just saw a fucking lion and just fucking killed it just cause.
And then he gave this whole bunch of people a riddle, and when they didn't know the riddle, figured out, he killed them.
Yep.
And it's only a thing he would know the answer to, and it's like.
And then like when they were finally gonna kill him, he finally like grew enough hair back to like collapse the entire fucking building and kill everyone with him. Isn't that what happened at the end?
Yeah, he pushed what they call
the pillars.
The pillars.
The pillars. He pushed them, and the building collapsed on everybody.
Yep. He went on a suicide
Coliseum
mission.
or whatever.
It's not the Coliseum.
It was just like some Philistine temple.
Yeah, temple.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say Coliseum. I'm sorry.
I was just like, damn, I've been to the Coliseum and that's still standing pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know why I said.
Oh, you know what's so crazy though about the Coliseum? All of the stones in it are held together by like its own pressure. It's so weird. I've been like down in the like catacombs of the Coliseum. They do like night tours. Well, they take you up top, but then they also take you down below. There's like water running down there. They had like a water system, like almost like a sewer system down there, and there were different cages where they would like the gladiators would be in, and like the animals. They had an elevator system. They raised them up on from the bottom. And all this, there's like these huge archways with these huge stones, and they're all just kind of held together. There's no like cement, or anything like that holding them together. It's just like its own pressure. It's crazy.
Crazy, man, crazy.
Yeah.
Mario.
And there's a ton of homeless cats that live there. Oh, limestone.
Dude, were there a lot of fucking homeless
You know what? They're saying there was
Mexico.
concrete. Limestone concrete? I don't know. I was told that they were held together. I don't know. I could have misunderstood too.
I don't know.
It's because it's cured in salt water. What? Anyway. Here's an old Evan video for you, Pimp Monk.
Oh, good Lord.
Hello everyone in the multiverse and beyond. This is your friend forever, Evan LaFavor, with an important video. Today we are going to be discussing about the fact
What's up with their fucking roses?
Hold on. He's about to tell a fact. You got to listen to the fact.
Listen.
This is a fact. Right?
Okay.
that I, Evan LaFavor, am the owner and king of the dream realm.
Yeah.
You know what? He can have it.
Okay, and I'm going to be explaining to you just what the dream realm really is, and how I became the king of the dream realm, and what the dream realm was. Okay,
He bought it from
before
Vince
I
McMahon.
became king. and what it is today.
I bought my
All right?
competition.
So, first of all, I just want to let you know that I'm Evan LaFavor, okay? And believe it or not, I am the real life Santa Claus.
Evan's lost weight since
Okay.
He has, actually.
Yeah, Evan was a little chunky in that video. He lost some weight.
I am the real life Santa Claus, and I really do exist. Okay? And it is my destiny to not just give people gifts on Christmas, but rather to bring about heaven on earth and true freedom for everyone alive using advanced 21st century robotics technology. So it can be a holiday every day where everyone can be free every day of their lives to do whatever they want to do forever. Okay? And part of being Santa Claus is, of course, the Santa Claus song. Okay? He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
When they say he sees you when you're sleeping, okay, that means that I interact with you in the dream realm. That's what he
that
sees
doesn't
you
say
when
that
you're
at all.
sleeping
Yes, it does, by God.
means. Okay? Because I am not only the real life Santa Claus, but I am the king and owner of the dream realm. Okay? I conquered the dream realm. Alright? But conquering the dream realm is, you know, it's passé at this point. I mean, been there, done that. And the whole point of the origins of the dream realm are actually technologically created, okay?
What the fuck is he going?
So
The origins of the dream realm, Pimp.
I love Evan, but he crazy in the motherfucker. Boy, I tell you.
the dream realm is something given to every living creature, okay? Every creature alive has access to the dream realm. And the dream realm is a connection to heaven, a direct connection to the kingdom of heaven, okay?
He's like, it really looks like he's in a basement right now.
Yeah.
Because there's like furnace piping.
Yeah, I see
Like-
the pipes.
Yeah, yeah.
So every
Maybe
time you
that's part of the dream realm.
It is.
dream, you're getting a little taste of the afterlife. You're getting
I mean, where did Freddy Krueger live? In a boiler room.
I mean, maybe this is just Santa Claus's dream because it's always so cold at the North Pole. Maybe he wants a furnace.
How do we know the North Pole even exists?
Oh shit, that's a good point.
Flat Earth, flat Earth.
a little taste of the kingdom of heaven, okay? Because when you dream, it's not your brain creating the dream. It's your soul experiencing the dream and your brain computing the data of that experience, okay? So the dreamland, that's your soul. Whenever you dream, that's your conscious soul traveling to the kingdom of heaven to go on whatever adventure is destined for you that night, okay?
Evan does this a lot. He does, okay? You get it?
Okay.
Okay? He says it with
We
so
all on
much
the same
conviction.
page.
I'm going to move on from Evan. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, dude. Have you seen this? Where the guy
Yes.
roundhouse kicks the woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a pro-life guy. He's counter-protesting. Or no, he's a pro-choice guy counter-protesting a pro-life protest. This is obviously in Canada because the gas station, you see the gas station in the background? That's a Canadian gas station. I believe this happened in Toronto. And this woman comes up and yeah, she's talking shit to them and everything, but then he like kicks her. He claims he was just trying to kick her phone, which it doesn't matter. You shouldn't throw kicks at anybody. But he ends up like actually kicking her in the shoulder and knocking her over.
It's hard to confuse everybody. But still, it's better to be, you want to kill him with kindness, remember?
That's right. What?
They actually have people filming you the whole time. Which is why I say kill with kindness.
Guess what? Hey.
Destruction of private property. It's against the law.
Somebody gets raped by somebody and they're like, I'm a 16-year-old and I can't have this baby. Think you should keep it?
Well, yeah, you know, it sucks. Like, I agree with them and everything, but like he negates everything he says right now by throwing a kick at this woman.
It's a baby. If someone is raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill her 3-year-old child.
So right now, this is his. This is the weird. Yeah, this is the weird thing he does while he's like lining up to kick her. You can see like the weird. You can see Mr. Magoo in the lower right hand corner there. He's got the anti-abortion.
He's like the fucking hurricane right now. All he uses is a green cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh shit!" I wonder what kind. Like if we slow mo it, what it'll look like.
The funniest part about this whole thing is the amount of times that like his friend said, "Kill him with kindness."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a baby. If someone is raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill
I put it in slow motion. I want to see the kick.
her
Here we go.
3-year-old child.
Yep.
Man, to get your phone! Someone call the cops!
take your phone.
Do not touch me! Someone call the cops! I'm
Yeah, he keeps saying, "I meant to kick your phone." It's like doesn't matter.
Really doesn't.
If you make
assault's assault.
Assault's assault. I mean, kicking her phone probably like if he would have successfully kicked her phone and not hit her, he probably wouldn't be in as much trouble as he is now.
Right.
But you take that risk when you throw a kick in someone's direction anyway.
Yep.
And yeah, it's I mean, he's in trouble either way, but the fact that he actually kicked her so hard he like knocked her on the ground, that yeah. That's
I seen somebody copied some of his tweets after this. He's like, you know, I was only trying to kick the phone. They thought that was a defense.
There's like a troll Twitter of his out there. I think it's fake because he's saying like ridiculous shit and everyone's like, oh, this is a fake one, but I don't know.
But yeah, he kicked the shit out of her apparently.
Yeah.
someone in the chat said Jeff hella gay.
Yeah.
Oh, like it's
Jeff
like,
Holiday.
Yeah, the gay Jeff Holiday. Did you see his like his fucking? Is he wearing yoga pants? Hold on, there he is right there.
I just noticed the flower.
Look at him. He's wearing Uggs. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a she-boy.
You know what? They ended up finding out that he was he's a fucking hairstylist at a salon, and he got fired. He lost his job after this video came out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was real or not.
Yeah, he actually did lose his job.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Why would you like? She's filming you, so she's gonna have evidence. Why would you think you get away with kicking her? I mean, you're just dumb.
These people are so into their agenda. It actually takes over their mind, man.
It makes me embarrassed because I agree with him.
Yeah.
So it's embarrassing to me to like have to be on the same side as someone this retarded.
Well,
yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
because it's like there's so many people that like are ostensibly on my side, but God, I hate that they're on my side.
Yep.
Well, I'm embarrassed to call myself a leftist these days. I used to be proud to say I'm on the left, but these days, nope. I'm not. No, I say I'm a centrist now because I like that shit.
Well, it's because the left has expanded to extremist proportions, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. I blame Ben.
Someone in the chat's like, of course he's dumb. He's pro-choice. Whatever. See, you're just as bad as this person. Like when you take like one side and you're like, oh, everyone that holds this position is just dumb or evil. You're just that's the reason this guy thinks it's okay to kick somebody over it. Oh, okay, never mind. You're a troll. You said he made you become pro-life. Okay. Well, you're dumb as fuck then.
Troll. I got no life, so I come on the internet and talk shit.
Yeah, could you imagine
My
if
daddy
that
molested me when I was a kid?
Could you imagine if that was your hobby? Like your primary hobby was to be a retard on the internet anonymously?
Yeah, I think it's because Daddy used to make them touch their wee-wees, and they're so mad at their dads they can't lash out at Dad, so they lash out at us. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry your dad. I'm sorry your dad shoved his dick in your face, but it's not our fault.
Let's see. What is? Oh, you know what? I was watching. Sometimes I like to turn the TV on just for background noise. And I was doing some cleaning today, and I guess Dr. Oz was on TV, and I heard a voice, and I was like, holy shit, I recognize that voice. And I go to the TV, and Jordan Peterson is on with Dr. Oz. Like, and Jordan Peterson's talking about all the different personality types out there and everything. It was interesting. And then I found out on that show that Dr. Oz does a podcast with Jordan Peterson.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like more than once, or just an episode?
He made it sound like they've done more than one. And yeah, that's weird because Dr. Oz is like pretty mainstream famous. Like he's got like 4 million Twitter followers and shit. And then it's just weird to see Jordan Peterson on like normal like network TV, daytime TV. It kind of blew my mind. He's
gonna be on The View next.
Well, there's a lot of people talking about Jordan, man. A lot of like Joe Rogan's had him on and shit, so he's getting noticed.
Yeah, but Joe Rogan's different than like us, like a
Dr. Oz. Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Oz is like what housewives watch while they're folding laundry and shit.
Right.
That's what they watch during free time at the senior center in the common room. It's that kind of shit.
When everyone's lost the remote.
Right. Damn it, I want to watch The Price is Right. You got fucking Dr. Oz on.
Uh-oh, I'm live streaming.
Uh-oh, I'm on television. Fuck. What else do we have here? We have what is this? Oh shit.
Oh my god.
I hope he's wearing the cape.
Okay, everyone, I want to make sure you better have this shit in full screen right now. Yep. Watch this in full screen. Turn it on full screen if you want the full effect. Would you go to a 3D movie and not wear the glasses? No, you'd be dumb to do that. So you should watch this in full screen for the full effect. Thank you.
Yes.
PSA for everyone not using full screen.
You're a faggot.
Someone mentioned, and when his hair is like longer, because when Von Helton has longer hair, he like slicks it back. And someone mentioned that he looks like Bill Maher's ugly brother when he does that. and it's true. It's true. And now I can't unsee it. Every time I see Bill Maher, he's like Von Helton's more handsome brother. You know what I mean? It's like they do look like they could be related. It's really weird.
Folks, how many times have I gotten in front of this camera?
Too many. Way too many.
and
I
said that
think
it's
full
not
screening it was a big mistake for whoever did that.
Yep.
about skin color. How many times? At least a few hundred times that I'm aware of. All right, at least. But I've gotten in front of this camera numerous times, said it's not about race. Never has been about race. It's about whether America is going to be a capitalist nation or a communist nation.
Those are the only choices?
Yeah, man. It's yep.
I think
Either
he
or.
missed like a bunch of things in there.
No, not Von Hill. He knows what he's talking about.
It has always been that way.
It has?
Always? Even before communism, it was that way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I know somebody's going to say,
speaking
"Yeah, well,
truth
Von
right
Helton,
now."
you were a."
Yeah. I don't even think he realizes America existed before like communism became like a widespread thing. So
a Cold War soldier, and it was all psychological shit, and that was back in the 80s, and it's not relevant today. And wait a minute, it's more relevant today than it was back during the Cold War. The Red Scare is not a scare; it's in your face. You just don't see it.
okay, someone's been watching too many 1980s action movies, and he still thinks the Ruskies are the villains that are trying to destroy America.
He watched Chuck Norris.
Wolverines.
He just got through watching Chuck Norris films.
Sometimes I wish Von Helton still had his teeth, so that way, if he ever went up against the Russians, they'd punch him out.
Pimpmunk could knock him out. Von Helton threatens to
ashen skin.
Von Helton threatens to beat people up all the time.
Oh man,
like
I would
all
love
the
for him
time.
to try to fucking beat anyone up.
His ashen skin and the color of his beard don't help him at all. It almost makes it look like the skin of his neck is connecting directly to his chin every time he turns to look at the camera. So like definition disappears as he moves his head.
That is weird. Why did we want to full screen this? And what does he have? Does he have a big ass cinnamon roll on a plate in front of his monitor there? What the fuck is that?
That's or a big pretzel or something. Yeah.
What the hell?
Honey bun. It's a honey bun, ain't it?
When
trying to get them titties up to a D cup, aren't we?
Somebody gets up and says, "I am a progressive." What are they saying? They're saying, "I am a card-carrying communist."
They
No,
are.
they're not.
Then why don't they just say that? Why don't they just say
They do.
That's what they're saying. But they don't call it communist. And because they don't call it communist, you deflect it away. You're like, oh, well, progressive, so what? No.
Okay, you could say no all you want. How do you fucking prove it? Why aren't communists just calling themselves communists or doing communist things? Why aren't they advocating for a single party state? That's something communists always do. I don't see progressives doing that.
Because na boo boo. That's why.
Like I said in my Maxine Waters video, anybody that gets on TV, radio, or behind a podium and says, "I am a progressive," they are proudly announcing to the world that they are a card-carrying communist.
That is just completely stupid.
Von Helton likes to just say things, but if you'll notice, he'll move on to something else eventually without explaining how they're communists. I mean, they may see Von Helton's one of these retards that can't understand the difference between communist and socialist, and that socialism can be like a spectrum of depending on what type of socialism, just like capitalism. We don't have full-on capitalism here.
No, there's steps.
So I don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He thinks all types of socialism, even like the blandest forms, are communism, and then anything else is capitalism.
That's ridiculous, Von. No, it ain't. Because progressives embrace all 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. It's like somebody, I was talking to somebody online in an online chat just the other day, and they said, well, I'm not a communist, Von Hell. Why do you keep calling me a communist? Why do you keep doing? Why?
No one replies to you. They don't give a shit.
Why you keep calling me? I said, because you are embracing all 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. And when you embrace all 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto, you are a card-carrying commie. Yes, you are. So these progressives, like they like to call themselves, they are indeed communists. Now let's back up a little bit. Okay, because they used to call themselves communists. All right. That didn't go over too well. When the Red Scare come along, and then subsequently the Cold War and all the other hullabaloo with
I mean, the Red Scare, people were going to jail for being communists and shit. So, yeah. A lot of people denied that they were communists when they actually were, and some people weren't. They went into exile. Charlie Chaplin was considered to be a communist. They tried to get Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz too.
They did. Yeah, that's right. They did.
Yep. Because he was Cuban, they thought he might be like a communist sympathizer.
That didn't go over too well, so they had to change the name. So they changed the name to Marxist.
What's different about this video than any other video he does? Why did he say watch?
No, hold on. They changed their name to Marxist. Okay, Marxist is a type of communist.
Yeah.
There's all types. There's different ways communism has been written about.
Leninism too.
Yeah, Leninism was was implemented as the first communist regime in the for the Soviet Union, and then there was Stalinism, which was different too. Mao, I've heard people say Maoist before, so that's the early Chinese, like what was Mao in power like up until the 80s, I think.
Around there,
yeah. And like a while before that.
Wait, who's Mao? I could swear it
Chairman
was
Mao,
the dog.
Yeah, that guy had a fucked up name, right? Brett Keane is one of Von Helton's few patrons.
Then
if we change the name,
Ben, we love you.
I knew they were
Are
buddies.
you a card-carrying commie? You are our favorite streamer.
Commie?
Why don't you use Twitch more?
Why did you call me a cummie?
He did.
I'm a card-carrying cummie.
I didn't know they gave cards for that.
I don't use I was actually talking about Twitch earlier, and not as many people follow me over to Twitch, and I don't get the kind of returns from a few hours on Twitch that I would on YouTube. It's just how it is for me.
Yeah, it always depends on.
I mean,
I've been on
YouTube for like half a decade now, so
right.
It's just people are just used to me here.
My entire, most of my fan base, over 80% is around 40 or older. So they're not going to fucking follow me to Twitch. Would you really say you're just a run-of-the-mill average 40-year-old?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm totally average. Well, I'm not 40 yet. I've got 2.5 years and then I'll be 40. But yeah,
I'm fucking 40.
See, no, the people who watch me, generally older guys that like stuff about history.
Gay older guys that want them in the bed and have little cute sex with.
Hey, don't fucking kink shame or whatever.
Hey, I'll be back and we'll watch some more of this, but I really have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Feel free to talk about whatever you want, Pimp Monk. You can talk about your
Patreon again. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
Yep. That's right. Go piss and shut the fuck up. All right.
Tell us about your perks.
Well, there's some new perks coming. One of them is Patreon poker night. I play poker, online poker with the patrons. We're gonna have a movie night. We're gonna have all kinds of shit. I haven't got them down yet and put them up, but there's some cool perks coming. There's a $3 Patreon post show for the Morning Wood. But if you want to become a Patreon of mine, I really appreciate it. We got the $1,000 goal, and once we get there, we're going to do the 24-hour show. Shit, every dollar I make is counted for. It goes to bills. So yeah, appreciate any support I can get. Really do. All right, so I'm going to just chat with the chat a little bit. Paul, there you go. No, we're not reading that one. The codes have to score. Pimpmunk is more hernia than man. That's true. Tell us about your nips, Pimp. I'll tell you about my motherfucking nips. There's one of them right there.
Oh, there they are.
My nips, baby. My motherfucking nips. Anyways, talk to me, chat. I'm going to need some more content before that. Oh, fuck off then. Underhaven's got a banana. He's gay. Okay, cool. Thanks. Well,
yeah, I was talking.
Lick your own nipple. I can't lick my own nipple. That's the problem. I can't get to it. I'm a $5 Patreon of Pimps. Thank you. Pimpmunk can't use his Google worth shit. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, Pimp, Underhaven and I were talking earlier today. Let me know when you want to get set up for like OBS stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. There are over 400 people watching, and there are only 95 likes.
Yeah.
That is so messed up.
No, well, I mean, I'd probably fuck. I don't know if I'd fuck a furry or not. I'm not into furries, but probably, no, it would freak me out to be in the furry suit, to be honest with you. No, we couldn't do it. It's exactly a slip. We love you, Pip. I love you too. Pimpmunk obviously doesn't eat pheasant under glass. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means. Pimpmunk doesn't eat pheasant.
That's been going on in the chat for a little bit. Didn't catch what it was from.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Do you know what it means, Ben?
What happened?
Somebody said Pimpmunk doesn't eat pheasant under glass. What does that mean?
No idea.
Okay. Pimp is a sweet boy. No, I'm not.
He's a sweet boy.
I showed my nip. They wanted to see my nipple, so I showed it to them.
Maybe pheasant under glass is in the same dictionary as fitna.
Fitna.
I don't know. This is Drunken Peasant Underground.
No, this is Ultra Perspective.
Oh yeah. Actually, you're right. I'm so used to streaming on Underground. You're right.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I've been streaming almost every day on that fucking channel. It's crazy.
Did streaming get taken away from DP again?
It did. Like for the last 2 months. So we should have it back. Maybe in like 2 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not great shit. It'd be better if you didn't lose that in the first place. But
yeah, I just
Everyone,
hope we actually
please like the stream and don't forget to tip.
Oh yeah. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach 300. Mm-hmm.
That's good. Somebody said that they're finna give Pimp $5. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ben's, but if anybody wants to tip me over on my shit, you can. But this is about Ben's.
I tried to do it the other day and it wouldn't work. Like your link wasn't working or something.
Well, it should be working, but maybe there's having issues or what.
Yeah, once you start getting alerts on your screen, you'll be getting a lot more tips than you do now.
Yeah, I'm working on everything. I'm trying to get it perfect. Or not perfect, but trying to get it down to where I know what I'm doing before I go live with all that stuff. I don't want to learn how to do it online. I mean, while I'm doing it, I want to learn it then do it.
Are you using Streamlabs OBS? Are you gonna use that?
I didn't like the stream. I downloaded it and it was very, very buggy, man. So I got the original OBS.
Okay, I use XSplit now.
Yeah, I downloaded that, but I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's a lot like OBS. There's a free version and then there's like a paid version, and I just bought a lifetime membership for the paid version, and that's what I use. And it works really well. It's a more solid program than OBS. I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about the Streamlabs OBS. The cool thing about the Streamlabs OBS is that you just sign into your Streamlabs account, and you don't have to set up all that Streamlabs alert shit. It just does it automatically.
So that's super helpful.
But here's the thing that I was having a problem with. I couldn't copy and paste links into the or anything. I couldn't copy and paste into the program. It wouldn't let me.
I don't know. I don't know
what's happening.
Hey, does that progress bar take stuff from Super Chat too?
No,
or
it only does the Streamlabs donations.
Gotcha. Okay.
And most of the Streamlabs donations I get are PayPal, but honestly, the best ones are the credit card and debit card ones because those don't have a fee taken out of them. So PayPal takes a fee.
Right.
Yeah. So. All right, let's. So
holy shit, you're still going. This is usually we always go this long. We even went longer. That's weird.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes right now. If you guys got to go, I understand. Otherwise, I'll watch more Von Helden. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I can stay for a while.
I got nothing to do.
All right.
I was gonna do a stream on my channel, but
And I'm just gonna keep streaming after these guys leave. Then I'm gonna take a break, and when I come back, oh, you know what? We might play some World of Tanks. I'll pull some people into my server. If you're not a member of my Discord server, go to the link below and join my Discord. Because
are you all gonna game? Is that what you're gonna do?
Not right now, but yeah.
Well, when you game, I may go live because some people don't like gaming, and the ones who don't like gaming can come watch me.
If you don't like gaming, come watch me instead.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might do that later. We'll see. Like, I usually play World of Tanks with a bunch of people. I pull them all in at once. So download World of Tanks if you want to play with me. And we'll
play with you, oh baby.
To Marx says, surely nobody will know what we are. Wrong. Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto. You know,
not on PS4. We're playing PC version. So download World of Tanks on your PC and get through the fucking tutorial and everything.
People found out who Karl Marx was. And then subsequently they found out what the term Marxist meant, and it's like, oh, well, Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto.
Oh, you know what else we could do really quick, if you guys wanted to? We could do trivia.
I'm always down for trivia.
I don't have my phone.
Oh, I knew he was going to say that. Damn it.
I really don't.
Okay.
I haven't had service in a while, so I don't even know what the fucking thing's at.
Oh, well, you just have to connect it to Wi-Fi to play.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was saying, though. I don't know where it's at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, the trivia game I play, you have to use your phone as, like, your buzzer, basically, so.
So, therefore, they are still communists, okay? And, so then they said, well, we'll call ourselves something that nobody will ever figure out. Well, nobody will get it. We'll call ourselves something that there's just no way they'll ever call us a commie. Or
why don't they want to be called one now? It's fine to be called whatever now.
Or ever figure it out. We'll call ourselves progressives. We're about progressing forward into the future, and yeah, what they want to drag you back to Cold War communism is what they want to. They're not about progressing.
I definitely don't think that's their intention.
Yep, they want to drag you back
forward. They're about progressing backwards towards Cold War communism. But anyways, the point I'm stressing here,
the Cold War, when gay people could get married,
is that they changed their name. They changed the name to progressive because progressive doesn't tickle the ear like communist and Marxist does. So they changed
Yeah.
it to progressive, and they're like, oh, well, we're progressives. We're looking forward. We're forward-thinking people, blah, blah, blah. And it's all about the 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. It always has been, always will be.
All right, let's go through them. Let's go through all the 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto. And you can tell me how progressives fit all of them.
And so, I mean, anybody that, is of the far left is actually a card-carrying communist. I don't care what they say, because as long as they're...
I'm not a progressive, honestly, but I don't think that they're full-on communists. They just have...
There are some who are communists.
Sure.
They are very proud calling themselves communists.
A very small segment of them are true communists. The rest of them are not. They're liberals with social they have socialistic tendencies.
Embracing all 10 planks of the Communist Manifesto, then they are indeed a communist, yes.
I like how he calls them planks.
All right, so it's always been about capitalism versus communism.
Has it? Always?
Oh, this again.
Always?
This again.
Since when?
Since Gord invented capitalism and communism. Eve was the communist, Adam was the capitalist.
What about in the places where they had like feudalist societies?
No, capitalist versus communist.
So they were either one or the other.
Yes.
So all the like the Byzantine Empire, were they capitalist?
Yes.
They were.
That's why they were so successful for so
King
long.
Henry VIII was a well-known communist, down with the bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
No matter what the issue might be. Now you say, well, Bond, that's ridiculous. No, it's not. I'm getting ready to show you an article that's going to prove my point, that it has nothing to do with skin color. It has everything to do with capitalism versus communism. And I'm
wondering if you said anything about skin color.
Right now. So, without further ado,
you want to bet this article's from a
let's
rag,
get into
just
it.
a terrible source?
You know what? He hasn't even started his video yet. Here he goes. now he's gonna play his intro.
That was his Wait, that was his oh my god.
And he plays the Rocky music.
How many
the
of
music.
you guys would fuck Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Not me.
No.
I said this earlier. No. I said he should hire Dana Perino. So yeah, the intro doesn't go very well with the music. It looks all like, pagan and shit.
Hold on. I just want to say this for a second. So the symbol he had there, that's the same symbol that dude had.
A little different. A little different.
Oh.
The other guy had his upside down. So his was like satanic, and that's like, pagan. Yeah. Or whatever.
Good Christian situation.
Yep.
By the way, folks, I have a Schwann's mini pizza.
That's what it is. A Schwann's mini pizza. Okay. Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Schwann's sausage mini pizza.
Why not eat it before you film your video?
Because he didn't push.
He wanted to show everybody his pizza. Maybe he made it all by himself.
Oh my god! I watched a video recently of his toothless ass eating a Hello Kitty fucking ice cream thing on a stick. It was so fucked up. It was like, ugh. It made me uncomfortable. He's like, "Look, Hello Kitty." I'm like, "Why?"
Is it like ASMR nightmares or something?
Yeah. It is.
Boy, is it good.
The author of this article, Todd Starnes, is a Fox News columnist, and he looks like a cartoon pig. He's fucking... he's such a weird-looking son of a bitch.
Tear into that bad boy. I'm going to fold it up like a damn accordion and eat it sub-style. Watch it happen. Anyways, teacher, say it with me.
Okay, so why even have it? Why didn't you eat it before? It's going to get cold. Like, what? You're such a fucking idiot. You just wanted to show everyone the pizza you're going to eat after you're done recording this video?
Yeah, I'd much rather see him eat a whole pizza like a fucking sub. Like
Y'all don't
like fucking
understand. Y'all are not understanding this man's art. You just don't get it.
Last, teacher ridicules black child for supporting President Trump. All right. A Florida school district is investigating a teacher who allegedly rebuked a black student for being a supporter of President Trump. The parents of the ninth grader at Cypress Bay High School reached out to the Todd Starnes radio show with their concerns and provided a letter detailing their claims. I have agreed not to identify the teacher or the young man because his father is an active duty member of the military.
Okay. And otherwise you'd be fine with it? What's the difference? Like, why does that matter?
Support our troops, Ben.
Oh, yeah. Just support them. I mean, yeah, I love this idea that just because they're troops, they all deserve this higher level of respect than anybody else. It's the weirdest thing ever.
On September 25th, a student noticed that his math teacher stayed seated during the recitation of the Pledge of Allegiance. Afterwards, he asked the teacher why she did not stand. Her response was something to the likes of, "Our country is in a mess because of our president," the parent wrote in a letter to the school district. When the teacher discovered that the young man was a Trump supporter, she seemed dumbfounded. She said, "You're African American. How could you possibly like Donald Trump?" the parent wrote. On a side note, oh, how I wish my friends Diamond and Silk had been inside that classroom.
Oh, those black Trump ladies. Yeah. Yeah, I remember them. They're irrelevant now. Diamond and Silk. Who gives a fuck about them?
The boy responded by telling the teacher he did not identify as African American. His father is Norwegian and black, and his mother is white.
Norwegian and black? Okay, I can guarantee you almost none of the Norwegian is showing. Let's see what he looks like.
Quote, "We have raised our son to not see the world in color," the parent wrote. "I cannot trust his education, the influence of his mind, his access to knowledge, to be in the hands of someone with such racist intent." Unquote. The child's parents accused the school teacher of racial intolerance and tried to push a political agenda in the classroom. The classroom should not...
This sounds like one of those bullshit stories that was like, Marine punches out college professor for disrespecting the flag. And they tell this bullshit story that's not even true. And they get it circulating around the internet enough to the point where it becomes a fact.
So, I'm still wondering, what does this have to do with communism and capitalism? Good answer.
Well, he's already demonstrated that he doesn't understand what communism is. So...
Yeah.
Be her political platform, she said. Broward County Public Schools...
If the United States has so much communist influence, then he must think most of the rest of the world is just like, basically, you know, the USSR reborn.
Spokesperson tells Todd Starnes radio show they are investigating the allegations. Broward County Public Schools supports inclusive and diverse learning environments, the spokesperson said. Upon becoming aware of the allegations, school immediately initiated an investigation, which is open and ongoing. The school's leadership remains in communication with the family involved. Due to the ongoing investigation, we are not able to provide additional information. Meanwhile, the parents have a few questions for the veteran math teacher. Why does she not honor the United States flag and stand during the pledge? Why should their son not be a Republican because he's black? Why should their son not like Trump because he's black? Why did the teacher assume their son is African because of his skin color?
Well, I wouldn't assume they're African, but I would assume that they have African ancestry because of their skin color.
Yeah.
You know, just like I assume my neighbors are Asian because they look Asian.
Because they're chinks.
Oh, you know what? They're actually Norwegian. I had no idea. Their great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was Norwegian. But everyone else in their family was Chinese, so... Pardon me.
I think you're super right, Ben, on this being, just a whipped up for social media. I don't think that there's anything at all to this.
Right.
Taking a look at it, I'm only able to find this on townhall.com and Fox News. So apparently this story was unable to break any further than where it was reported, or it's a horseshit.
The teacher's classroom behavior sent a very disturbing message to that young patriot. Our family is proud and we celebrate freedom, the parent wrote.
What a bullshit line to just throw out there.
We family, it has never mattered what color we were.
To that young patriot.
Martin Luther King Jr.
I like how they act like we have a monopoly on freedom. And it's like, well, if you don't support America, you don't support freedom.
Right.
Freedom.
Dreamed of a society where children would not be judged by the color of their skin. Sadly, it appears that dream has yet to be realized at Cypress Bay High School. All right. So, there you got it, folks.
Who the asshole is trying to call me?
Communism.
Right here in black and white.
Communism, capitalism, absolutely.
No pun intended.
What?
All right.
What
got a
pun?
white teacher
That's a pun?
downgrading a black student because they support President Trump and because they will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, unlike Colin Kaepernick, who we found out later was a Muslim.
Did you call him Colin Kaepernick? But is he a Muslim? I don't know.
I never heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Not only did I not hear that, but I also didn't hear anything about downgrading, unless he means like morally, because it said nothing about grades.
I'm pretty sure that would be everywhere if Colin Kaepernick was a Muslim. I'm pretty sure I'd be hearing that
right. Yeah, that would be everywhere.
From everyone against him, especially. So no, I don't think that. I mean, maybe a lot of Black Americans have ties to like the Nation of Islam and stuff like that. Not most, but there's a decent amount of them. Like I've known a lot of them that are into like the black Muslims or whatever. That's usually the like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Muhammad Ali became a Sunni later on in life after he left the Nation of Islam. So, it's so weird. This is kind of an aside, but there's a very famous wrestler in Japan. His name's Antonio Inoki. He's basically like the most famous. I mean, he's old now, so he doesn't wrestle that often anymore. But he's like the most famous pro wrestler in the history of Japan. And a lot of people weren't aware of this, but he actually converted to Islam because Muhammad Ali converted him to Islam. It's the weirdest thing ever. And like when you go to his Wikipedia, he actually changed his name like Muhammad Ali did too. And his real like legal name is something like it's Muhammad Hussein Inoki now. And this is him. He's a 75-year-old Japanese professional wrestler, and his name is Muhammad Hussein Inoki. And him and Muhammad Ali back in the day had the world's first MMA match, or what's considered to be.
He did the spider crawl the whole time.
Yeah, he did these weird leg kicks to Muhammad Ali, fucked up his legs really bad. Yeah. But it's a very boring match to watch because it's just very repetitive and both guys are like really on full defense the entire time. So I'm just surprised Inoki didn't try to like grab Muhammad Ali and like put him. That's why it could have been kayfabed or something. But I'm surprised Inoki didn't try to grab Ali and like throw him on the ground or something. He just kept trying to leg kick him over and over and over and over again. It's out there. I think it's on YouTube.
Just a weird situation happened. This dude kept trying to call me on Discord. He messaged me and says, "I'm $100 Patreon. This is an emergency." No, you're not $100 Patreon.
What? Yeah, I just like this kind of blew my mind. His birth name was Kanji Inoki, I guess. So like in their way it would be because the last name comes first, Inoki Kanji. And now he's Mohammed, and then he became Antonio Inoki, and now he's Mohammed Hussein Inoki. What the fuck? What a crazy world. Fucking crazy.
And that's why he refused to stand. Remember, Colin Kaepernick was one that started all this not standing bullshit. And he did it because...
Colin?
Yeah, he said that earlier too. He's saying colon. I don't know. Maybe he's got polyps and that's all he's thinking of. He can't get colon out of his mind, but...
He was a Muslim, but he conveniently left out the fact that he was a Muslim. All right. He conveniently left that information out. Need to know prior information, it's called. All right.
I did not stand for the pledge a lot. I mean, I rarely got in trouble for it, but
I had to stand for the pledge and I had to pray. Because I went to a religious school. I didn't have a choice. I would have it would have caused way more trouble than it was worth. I probably would have gotten kicked out of school eventually and had to go to a new school. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
If you actually care about graduating on time, then you have to like deal with the bullshit in those schools, you know? So
yeah, it's like Von Helton assumes that the only reason somebody doesn't pledge their allegiance to, I know it's not exactly the Pledge of Allegiance, but either way, just standing for the national anthem, it's like, what's the frickin' purpose? What's the magic in that fucking gesture? There's nothing about that.
Right.
So it's like, why the fuck does someone, like, they must be a Muslim, otherwise they wouldn't fucking...
I mean, this
is fucking stupid.
It's weird because the Star Spangled Banner's like just a song about a flag. So it's a symbolic song about a symbolic flag that actually doesn't represent anything. And pledging allegiance to a flag doesn't really mean anything either. You're pledging allegiance to a government, basically. You say it's a flag. Look at this beautiful flag. I love it. But really, I mean, what are you really pledging allegiance to? You know,
it's to the government, and it's fucking stupid and nationalistic.
Yeah.
When they make people, I guess they do make people do it. I don't think it's optional, but when you're not a citizen and then you get citizenship, you do it. And I guess it makes sense then. But when you're already I'm a citizen, I was born here. You can't take away my citizenship. So I honestly don't need to pledge to it. You know, so I guess it makes sense in a way. I still think it should be optional just personally, but I guess it makes sense when they do it, when they have a whole bunch of immigrants coming in and they take like an oath or whatever. They pledge to allegiance to the flag. I think it's dumb to pledge it to a flag, to a piece of cloth. That could very well change. Does that mean the people that pledged to the flag, 70 years ago pledged to a different flag? Because that flag was different because they didn't have, certain states yet, right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. I don't think Hawaii was a state in the 50s and 40s, right? Or was it? Oh, yeah, it was.
I think it became the state in the 40s, I think.
Let's see.
Or 50s. I think it's somewhere around there.
Let me see. It received statehood 1959, so the end of the 50s.
Yeah.
Which means when Pearl Harbor happened, Hawaii actually wasn't a state at the time. People always talk about, we were attacked at home. It's like, no, it was an island territory at the time. It was not a state.
Yeah, we just kind of moved our base from one that was closer.
Well, it's like how Guam is now. It's not a state, it's a territory, and it's mainly, we have military operations there. Actually, Hawaii, obviously, though, Hawaii is way more populated than Guam, but
Guam's fun to say though. Guam.
It's one of the few U.S. territories that's on the other side of the date line. They're almost an entire day ahead of us because of that.
Guam.
Yeah. Most pretty much everything else. There might be one other territory. It's on the other side of the date line.
The date line.
Yeah.
NBC.
Yeah, the international date line, because they had to draw a line somewhere where the day begins and the day ends.
Right.
To
catch a Von Elton on Dateline NBC.
Prior information. All right, and Colin Kaepernick conveniently left out the fact that he's a Muslim and refused to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, now, why? Because the Quran states that Muslims are not allowed to give allegiance to anyone or anything except Allah, who we now know is a demon from ancient Mesopotamia by the name of Sin, and Muhammad, who we now know was a sexual deviant and a pedophile. Those are the only two things that...
Okay, so let's just talk about some of these names of God for a fucking second.
Ahead.
The Bible alone has 16 or something different names for God. So we have Yahweh, we have El, we have El Shaddai. We have
Shaddai. I love her shit.
Well, there's fucking a bunch of the Elohim too, Elohim, Yahweh, and then different forms of Elohim. They're all different names because they came from different traditions. Yahweh was it's kind of weird because there are good arguments.
Did you just hit puberty?
Hey, I have a cold. Fuck off.
Hey, mister, I don't like the sound of your voice. Anyway, go ahead.
So, there are good arguments that exist for Yahweh originally coming from the south, in modern day Saudi Arabia. But we also find these ancient Ugaritic texts, which is in I don't think it's in Israel right now, but the modern name of the city is Rasharma, and we found texts.
That shit is delicious, man.
we found these ancient texts from 1900 BCE, way predating anything that even resembled Judaism, and it contains all the gods of the region. It fucking has Asherah and Yahweh and Baal and El. It has all those fucking characters. So we talk about names of God and where they came from. Fucking Von Helton should look that shit up.
Yeah. Von Helton, look it up, bitch.
He's got a huge set of encyclopedias on the bookshelf back there, so he could look up all this shit if he wanted to.
Probably doesn't know how to
read. All he needs
read.
to do is learn how to read.
The Muslims are allowed to honor. That's it. They're not allowed to honor any country, any flag, any constitution, or anything patriotic whatsoever.
What?
Unless that country is a Muslim country. Now, since America is not a Muslim country, Colin Kaepernick refused to stand. But see,
there's Muslims that are in the military, right? In the U.S. military, and they're allowed to be proud of their country and shit.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time that Colin was standing for the anthem.
And Colin Kaepernick, to my knowledge, is not a Muslim.
Right.
So
I haven't
guys.
seen anything on that.
You're saying his name wrong. It's Colin Kaepernick.
I looked into the rumor about him being Muslim, and apparently in 2016, some rag mags put up some articles, and that's where that came from.
Oh,
let's get this straight.
Never confirmed anything.
Colin Kaepernick is an opportunist, is what he is. He's a shithead. I support his right to kneel during the song, but I hate that people are trying to make him look like a fucking hero. He's a fucking opportunist.
Hey, I'll tell you what. He landed a Nike deal, so more power to him. He's going to make all kinds of money. He doesn't even have to play. It probably paid better than playing pro football.
Yeah, good on him for doing that, but
whatever.
I
gotta love the hustle, right, Pimpmunk?
Yes, you gotta have a hustle. You damn right. I got to hustle. I'm going to do a stream called Pimp Over Ben.
Holy shit. I finna
suck my dick.
I finna pull a fucking Jarbo on your ass and flag the shit out of you. How about that?
Fitna.
My Skype keeps
He didn't hear that. Good thing.
I didn't hear it because this, I don't know what's up with my Skype tonight. It's been it's done this 20 times already. But I've never had good luck with Skype.
No, you haven't. Why you make fun of me? I got punched in the throat.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, Pimpmunk is sponsored by Adidas.
I'm sponsored by Adidas.
Adidas?
Adidas. It's the street version of Adidas. I'm also sponsored by Nuki.
Oh my God! Have you seen that movie?
Which one?
Nuki. What? Didn't you just say you were sponsored by Nuki?
Yeah, I was making fun of Nike. I was saying street version of Nike.
Dude, one of the worst movies ever is called Nuki, and it was this film company in South Africa wanted to cash in on the popularity of E.T. So they took E.T. and basically set it in a South African village, like an African village where people were wearing loincloths and shit. And it is one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It is fucking god awful.
Have you seen Teeth? It's the movie about the vagina with teeth.
Oh my God!
I've
yeah.
seen Teeth.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Have you guys seen Birdemic?
Birdemic. It's not as bad as Nuki. I can say none of these. All of these movies.
No. I will bet you $20 that Birdemic is worse than Nuki.
It's subjective. So I could, no matter what, I'll be like, nope, Nuki was worse. Even if your movie is way worse. Yeah.
You guys ever seen Rubber?
Yes. That's a relatively new one.
Yeah, but still, fuck that movie.
A Serbian film. That's.
Oh man, yeah, dude. If I was Serbian, I'd be so pissed that there's a movie called The Serbian Film about snuff films and shit.
Here's the whole thing. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, but I went out of my way to watch the grossest movies just so if something gross ever pops up, I won't be grossed out.
Like Human Centipede and shit.
Oh, that one's not even on the top 5, dude. Fucking A Serbian Film is obviously up there.
Yeah.
The Man Behind the Sun. That one's fucked up because they kill a real cat in the taping of it. There are a lot of really fucked up movies. In fact, I used to have this every Monday. Me and some of my friends would hang out here, and we'd have fucked up movie night at Lawrence's, and we'd all have fucked up movies.
Yeah.
And apparently the reason that they made a Serbian film was it was supposed to be, it's supposed to be an art film, and they got away with it by fucking saying that, it's a metaphor for the Serbian government fucking us.
Oh my God. Well, the Serbian government doesn't do shit to the U.S. really. I mean, who made the film? Did Croatians make it? Because then, or Bosnians?
Fucking Serbians made it.
Well, then why would they make it as a metaphor for the government? They
were critiquing their government.
Their own government? Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Their government fucked over other people way worse than they fuck over their own people.
Yeah.
There was genocides that Serbia committed during the war with Croatia, and then there was also they had a war. Serbia was involved in all kinds of wars, against Bosnians and Croatians and all kinds of shit like that. It's fucking terrible. When Yugoslavia broke apart, that was really bad. And it's always Serbia doing that kind of shit. Anything with the word guns in it intrigues me. Oh, dude, Pimpmunk, the kratom is affecting your breathing. The kratoms.
What do you mean?
It's affecting your breathing. I can hear you breathing.
I know the mic's turned up a lot. And I'm trying to get the sound right. When I moved everything, you got fucked up.
Those
and it's picking up
kratoms.
everything.
You know what you need is a compressor.
Yeah.
That's what I have. That's why, you know.
Yep.
How about that? Is that better?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell, but.
I'm just a fat guy who breathes heavy.
So how can we get to
All right.
300? You got to go?
Yeah, I definitely got to
All
step
right.
out.
You know what?
It's gonna
That's
be
cool.
9 o'clock.
I'm going to let all you guys go, and I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back in a few.
Now, I'm going to go stream if you're cool with it, but I'm going to stream on my channel just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm
Yeah.
cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not going to take any of your viewers, but yeah. So if
Stop taking my viewers!
If Ben
Damn
starts
it.
to play games or start jerking off like he normally does,
I
and you
do?
don't like it,
Oh, man, I definitely get more viewers then. But then
come on over my channel.
All right.
If you don't like his ugly face, his disgusted ugly face, come to my channel and look at my disgusting ugly face.
I'll be watching you
Look
while
at that face.
I'm in the
Look at
shower, Pimp.
You know you do not want to watch this shit. I'm joking. See you guys later, man. Thanks, man, for having us. And
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Later.
Thanks for having me again. It was fun.